Week 3 waiver wire show begins right now, ladies and gentlemen. We're here to try and make some sense of weeks 1 through 2, try and navigate our way back into the mix if we have some teams that are not quite doing what we want them to be doing. And let's be honest, you play 3, 4, 5 leagues, right? All your leagues aren't doing well. Even when you have a team or two that's dominating, you feel like crap because one of your teams is doing really bad. We're here to try and solve as many of those problems as we can, at least for today. And we're here to talk about Nick Chubb's knee injury. This is a graphic image, so warning here, and make sure you're able to look at that. We won't keep it on screen the entire time, but his knee completely torn up. And prayers up to Nick Chubb. You hate to see it. This is so brutal. The sport is so brutal. Injuries are absolutely crazy. And it's time to get into the week 3 waiver wire show. I'm going to take that off screen. I'm only going to show it one more time, and then I'll take it off. I don't want anybody to have to sit there and stare at that the whole show. Prayers up for Nick Chubb, and let's do what we can to fix your teams. Week 3 waiver wire show begins right now.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios.
It's the Fantasy Football Show.
Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're here to try and do our best to cure your teams from all of the potential injury problems and busting situations and all that stuff going on. I think I want to lead off by saying that nobody should be cutting players that have been slumping that you took in the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th round. I.e., case in point, people wanting to cut Drake London walking into week number 2. And Drake London had a little bit of a bounce back game. People wanting to potentially move off of George Pickens, who absolutely balled out tonight with a 100-yard effort with a touchdown. Pickens is him. He's absolutely everything we thought he'd be. He looked phenomenal. He looked strong. The only downside to Pickens is the offense is kind of meh. And it's you wish that they could just somehow, some way, just spoon feed him like Stafford spoon feeds Puka Nacua. If Pickens were on the Rams, he'd be the number 1 wide receiver in the National Football League. He's that aggressive of a pass catcher, a runner. I swear to you, he would have had 25 targets in week number 2 if Stafford was throwing him the football. So the only negative at all is, you wonder how this offense could continue to get him involved in a game when he looks dominant. Every time he touches the football, he looks dominant. So that's the only thing I'd say is just sometimes Canada and this offense, it just I wish they would be somewhat more aggressive in the right ways. But congrats on the win there to the Pittsburgh Steelers, winning 26-22 there at the end. Deshaun Watson, 1 INT, 1 touchdown, 235 yards. Nick Chubb again, likely done not only for the season but probably his career. At this point, this is I'm not going to leave this on screen the whole show. It's a pretty graphic image, so warning on that. But this is the same exact knee injury he had in college to a little bit different degree, but almost the exact same thing. In college, it was like this. So your knee bends like this naturally, right? It does not bend side to side. It bends like this. And he had a complete same knee, a complete right angle in the opposite direction, as if you're sitting in a chair, but your knee is out and completely upright. Tore everything. We don't know if he tore his ACL in that college knee injury. It looked exactly like this, though. We don't know if he tore his ACL in that because there's the social media reports, all the records that are public, very, very, different back then. So just because they didn't say he tore his ACL doesn't mean he didn't. It's really hard to not tear your ACL when your knee's completely all the way right angle the opposite direction forward. This one is the exact same thing other than the fact that it's completely a right angle in the other direction on the side where he completely tore his MCL. There's zero, in my opinion, there's zero chance that his MCL is either just stretched out to the point where it's, useless. His LCL could be potentially the only thing, and I imagine that's torn too. But the ACL, the meniscus, the damage, that's such a mangled knee at this point. It's more about, can we get him walking right again and then take it, play it by ear. But I don't see how there's any sort of way this guy comes back this year, let alone has, some sort of comeback next year. But we'll have to see. This has got to be at his, as he's getting older. He's not an old man, but he's not 19, 20, 21 years old. So it's different on the knee. But prayers up to Nick Chubb. Just awful situation. Okay. So here we are. And this was the Adam Schefter report saying Nick Chubb dislocated his left knee and tore his MCL, PCL, LCL, and cartilage damage in October in 2015. He injured that same knee tonight. So that's what's going to make this a difficult rehab for him as well, because it's that same exact knee and the trauma that this knee's incurred. Jerome Ford stepped up very big, and we're going to hit the waiver wire show now and discuss the players that you need to grab in your league. And I have some players on here like Jordan Love. I know, guys, I took the photo off. I mean, we got to show it. Everybody relax. Jordan Love is still out there in an uncomfortable amount of leagues. Uncomfortable. 60% of leagues he's still available in. 60% of leagues he's still available in. Now, in your grandma leagues, he's available. In your non-grandma leagues, he's not. Or if your bench sizes were really small, then that's when he might not have been picked up. But it's crazy to still have him on this list, because my cutoff is 30%. My cutoff is 30%. If you're available in 30% or over, you're going to make this list with caveats and footnotes of, okay, maybe he's not available in every league. But if you're available in still 50 to 60% of leagues, if you kind of look across ESPN, Yahoo, and Sleeper, he's available in roughly 45 to 60% of leagues. We'll even call 45% to hit the low number. He's a league winner, just like we talked about last week with Flowers. And I have these guys right here: Flowers, Nakua, Warren, who's still a guy I want to add. I'll even put Warren over here still. Warren, Bigsby, I think, is still an ad. We'll put Bigsby over here. Nakua is no longer available in any leagues. Flowers is no longer available in any leagues. I'm going to keep them on screen here just because we might need to reference them later. But these are last week's guys. Love is still available in leagues. Kyron Williams is available in 40. I believe it's 40% of leagues right now. Kyron Williams, maybe it's more. Let me do a search right here on Kyron and just make sure. According to this league that I have pulled up right here, this platform here, this is Sleeper, Kyron Williams is available in freaking 40%, 35 to 40% across the two formats that I'm looking at here, these two platforms. That is crazy. That is absolutely crazy. 35 to 40% of all leagues, Kyron Williams. He's a league winner at this point. He was a tough start last week. The Niners appeared to be a tough matchup. Nakua and Kyron tore him up. Stafford was unbelievable in this contest. Stafford right here qualifying as one of the best pickups of the week at the quarterback position. And Stafford's available in probably, let's see here. Stafford is available in roughly 60% of leagues for Matthew Stafford. And I'll change the graphic as quickly as I can on this so you guys have a good updated number here. So Stafford available in 60% of leagues. Pretty impressive if you're in need of a QB. Love in 40. And I'm just going to take this graphic off because I'm just going to tell you guys the percentage of availability. Ford is available in, I believe, like 95% of leagues. Jerome Ford, who filled in really nicely tonight, was pulled out of the game at the goal line after he ran ripped off a big, long, almost touchdown run where he got down to about the quarter-inch line. And he tonight had 16 carries for 106, 6.63 yards per carry, 4 targets, 3 receptions, 25 yards. Add some speed to the backfield. He's an exciting pickup right now, Jerome Ford. And it's unfortunate that he's in this position, but he's available, it looks like, in 80% of leagues. Zach Moss is available in 68% of leagues. Roshan Johnson, I still believe, could be a league winner if the Chicago Bears fix their offense, which is a tall order, but it's certainly in the cards. And at some point, Roschon might be a part of why the offense turns it around. He's still a guy I would not cut. He's available in still a significant amount of leagues. I think Roschon's available in Roschon. And I warned people that we could come out of week number 2 where he doesn't look like the guy because everyone's going to expect so much right out of the gate for him. When this was a patient play, it's still a patient move. Granted, if Kyron's there, you want to pick up Kyron instead if you got to make this move, but he's available in 50% of leagues. A-Chain is available in, I believe, a crazy amount of leagues, and A-Chain's a fantastic pickup this week. I think he's going to be used more and more as we head into the coming weeks. Didn't get a lot of run, but he did get on the field. They started talking him up. I think people are going to start looking at this kid as a potential stash like we are right now. He's owned in only 50% of leagues right now. Strong is the other RB that could take over in the committee with Nick Chubb out for probably the season. Strong Jr. is a guy you might want to take a look at grabbing. Breda might be actually a little bit higher than this when it comes down to like job availability, because Barkley's out for at least a couple weeks, but I don't really know which one of these guys, if either of them, will be extremely successful. And so I'm not like jumping. I probably put them above Strong. I could do this. I could put Strong here. I could put Breda and Warren kind of side by side, to be honest with you. A-Chain, I feel like, is more long-term league winning potential versus Breda, who could fill in badly or mediocre style type production for a couple weeks. If it's even Breda, is it Brightwell? We don't know. Roschon, A-Chain, Zach Moss, Ford, Kyron are the top running backs to grab entering week number 3. Tank Dell, our boy Tank Dell, who we've sent to the moon so many times I cannot count. Tank Dell absolutely balled out in week number 2 and looks to be, as we talked about last week, one of the best pickups walking into this week number 3. There he is again, 3 weeks in a row. We've had him on this list. He was the preemptive week 1 show, top wide receiver. He fell a little bit coming out of week 1 because the hype wasn't quite there yet. We knew he was potentially a patient play. He comes out, has a baller day in week number 2. Dell pulled in let me get the accurate stat here. Tank Dell pulled in 10 targets for 7 receptions, 72 yards, and 1 touchdown. 10 targets was magnificent. He needs to be grabbed in all leagues. Mims is also another fantastic grab right now. If you need a wide receiver, definitely utilized some plays and targets drawn up for him specifically. He even carried the ball 2 times for 10 yards. He had 2 receptions on just 2 targets, though. But they're going to get him more involved. For 113 yards and 1 touchdown with a long what was his long? I don't have that in front of me, but he absolutely looked like a potential gem. And this is Sean Payton's guy. We heard all offseason long. Sean Payton's guy. Reed was fantastic in replacing once again Christian Watson, who might be back this week, might not be back. We'll have to play it by ear. I think once he's back, he will be a wide receiver 9 to 15 in the NFL. I truly still believe that about Christian Watson. I have not lost faith in Christian Watson. He just needs to be on the field. And I think Jordan Love's so good right now. Can you imagine how good Jordan Love could be with Christian Watson, his number 1 wide receiver in the game? And some will say, hey, Smitty, maybe Reed's his number 1 wide receiver. It's certainly possible. He had 2 touchdowns in week number 2. He only had 4 receptions for 37 yards, but he had 2 touchdowns. He was targeted 8 times, but only pulled in 4 of those. I truly believe he's a great pickup. I truly believe Dobbs, who's still available because Dobbs didn't have quite the day people wanted or expected with Christian Watson out yet again. Dobbs had 0 touchdowns, but he had 2 touchdowns the week prior, 4 receptions for 26 yards. 2 receptions for 30 yards in week number 2. But Dobbs is available, and I have it right here. It's a crazy number still. 65% of leagues Dobbs is available in. But what's the trend here? Low yardage, big touchdowns, right? Reed had it in week 2. Low yards, 2 touchdowns. Dobbs had it in week 1, low yards, 2 touchdowns. When Christian Watson gets in there, it's potentially going to be 90, 100-yard games, 1, 2 touchdowns. This guy is going to make Jordan Love's game exponentially better. And so if you think Jordan Love's good now, just wait. Sky Moore coming to life in week number 2. Sky Moore's stat line was actually pretty impressive, and he looked like he had his confidence back. They looked like they were targeting him. You could even put Tony and Sky Moore kind of side by side here. Availability's about 55% of leagues, 45 to 55% depending on the format you look at. He had 1 touchdown, 3 receptions on 4 targets for 70 yards, and he looked solid. Nico Collins pulled in a touchdown that wasn't even meant to go to him, but he ball hogged it, took it away from a teammate, and had a nice little day. And Nico should be considered one of the better wide receiver ads if you're in need. Nico Collins pulled in, let's see here. Let me get the correct targets share and everything. 9 targets in week number 2. 11 targets in week number 1. And he had 146 yards and a touchdown on the 7 receptions in week number 2. He is a fantastic pick. And in fact, he's too low here. We'll move him up to we could probably put him right here because Christian Watson's coming back. Nico, I'd move him above Mims. I might just say this. And then we got to beg to ask ourselves this question. Where are we putting Stroud? Is Stroud too low here? Is Stroud going to have a nice little season? I've got a lot of people asking me, Smitty, should I cut Fields for Stroud? No, you don't cut Fields, but do you bench him? Sure. If you want to bench Fields, I'm totally okay with that until he shows signs of life, but you don't cut him. You don't make it that easy for somebody to grab a quarterback that struggled very badly all year last year and you come in and let somebody just pick him up because you cut him. So definitely feel like, Kareem Hunt's down here on this list right here, broski. Kareem Hunt definitely is somebody that might be looked into as far as replacing Nick Chubb. We'll have to look into that situation. But Stroud is a nice pickup. Purdy's a nice pickup. Howell's a nice pickup. Russell Wilson got cut in a lot of leagues. Russell Wilson's available, I want to say in not a crazy amount, but it was surprising, I guess, when I saw it. Russell Wilson available, because a lot of people cut him last week. Available in 50% of leagues. That was pretty shocking. Stafford is available in a shocking amount of leagues, even after a good week 1. And I'll admit I have my doubts whether he continued to play as well as he has. Do I think he stays healthy? I don't know. He's available in, it looks like 60% of leagues, at least 60 to 65% of leagues. That's crazy too. At tight end, we've got Hunter Henry, who caught a touchdown, looked really good this week. Laporta's still available and in steady. Kincaid's available in a lot of leagues because people cut him after week 1. You want to definitely go looking at that. And these are your waiver wire claims. Like, if we're talking about who is the best pickup of the year, from if we had to say, is there somebody the best pickup of the year hiding here, and what's the potential? I mean, you got to look at, if we put Dell on this list and we go over to this meter and we say to ourselves, is Tank Dell the best pickup of the year? And I'm not saying he is. I'm saying let's rank him on this scale here. And I did cook up a graphic here for this that I can put on screen that explains this. Here it is. So odds of being the number 1 ad of the year. Tank Dell, I would probably say, is a 7. That's a really good number though. That's borderline, like, this is the win a league type player. He's a wide receiver 3 that can help you and do amazing things for you. Would Kyron Williams be the top pickup of the year? I kind of feel like because he's an RB, because he did so well against a defense that, we weren't expecting him to have such a day. Kyron Williams, myself, I told a lot of people that had some close calls, Kyron or this player, Kyron. Kyron wasn't set up to have the day he had. He went out and took Destiny by the balls and just absolutely exploded in this game. I'd have to say that Kyron is an 8 out of 10 in likelihood of being the best pickup of the year. You know, this is the best way to describe whether you should go drop a full load drop
Initiate full load drop.
on a player. I don't know whether you should full load drop on a player because I'm not in your league, and I don't know the historical significance of a full load drop in your league across this league or that league or that league. Anybody that tells you go put 20% on a player, don't listen to that because they don't know. They don't know what 20% is going to do in your league. I got a league where I got to drop 100 out of 100, a full load drop.
Initiate full load drop.
Every time I need a player. And I got another league where it was new to me, and I went in there and I dropped a full load drop, and I saw that the next highest bid, because it shows you in this league, it was like $20 out of 200. And I dropped $200 for a player last year when I first joined this one league. You don't know. I don't know. No one else can know. Only you know the historical trending in your league. And the best I can give you is an 8 out of 10. Kyren Williams, 8 out of 10. Likelihood of being the best pickup of the year. And that's a good number. That's a really, really, really strong number for Kyren Williams if you're looking for some sort of confidence level. Tank Dell's about a 7. Jordan Love, we've been over this before, people. We did this last week. The likelihood of Jordan Love being the best pickup of the year. Let's go ahead and edit this and make this Jordan Love. Man, I have to say, we haven't given out a 10 yet, and I don't just give out 10s lightly. I don't think I'm going to give a 10 on this one, but I think Jordan Love easily deserves to be. Let me put this on screen here. Jordan Love. Sorry, I'm trying to get it on screen. There we go. Jordan Love. Likelihood of Jordan Love. You can't even read that. What is going on here? What is going on here? Let me edit Kyron's graphic because this is not playing nice with me right now. Jordan Love. It doesn't have his colors. Whatever. You get the point. This is probably a 9 out of 10. A 9 out of 10 for being the best pickup of the year, Jordan Love. 9 out of 10. Is it possible he's a 10? Maybe. Depends if you need a quarterback. Depends if you can win it all right now and you left Jordan Love out there on waivers, which again, he is out. He is out. Trade Nick Chubb, Smitty? What are we doing here? What do you mean trade Nick Chubb, Smitty? Justin, Nick Chubb's done for the year. How are you going to trade him? Not to mention, how is that right? You're going to try and do that before someone knows he's out, like some fantasy football Frankie that doesn't ever check anything until Monday? You can't trade Nick Chubb right now. He's done for the year, bro. This is your waiver wire order, people. This is your waiver wire order, people. These are the guys that can help you right now, at least right now, help you control your destiny a little bit. And we're going to take phone calls in just a minute. We're going to head straight into the super chats. Appreciate everybody that has come right on in here. We've got Raul with a super chat here. Raul, I'm going to put you on screen and get to you in 1 second, so hang tight, my buddy boy. This is ET. ET, appreciate you coming in strong with the $4 hauler, putting you right here, my man. This is Michael. Michael coming in with a $10 hauler. Appreciate you, Michael. Got you queued up and ready to go. Yusuf is in the building with the $4.99. The real Tyler is in here, the Durden with the super chat. Brady with the 10 spot on screen. Andrew coming in with the 5 spot. Appreciate you, Andrew, my main man. Bryson coming in with the $1.99. Bryson, I appreciate you. Just Sherman with the $2 super chat. We got Michael coming in with a $10 hauler. Appreciate you, my main man. Bryson coming in with a $20 hauler. We're going to put Bryson in the corner, handle him immediately. That's my boy. Let's go. We got Saya with the $5 hauler. Appreciate Saya. DeBolt coming in strong with a $2 hauler. Appreciate you, DeBolt. Jaden with a $2. Jaden, let me, whoops. Uh-oh. Let me see. Hold on. Who was that? I think it was Jaden, right? Jaden, thank you, Jaden. Appreciate you. DeBolt, did I get DeBolts? I think DeBolts is right here. Thomas with a super chat right here. Thomas, appreciate you. This is Click Keys with a $10 hauler. Thank you, Click Keys. David with a $5 hauler. David, appreciate you. Roland with a $2. Roland, I got you queued up and ready to go. Owen coming in with a $2 hauler. Owen, I appreciate you. C-Dog coming in with a $5 hauler. Appreciate you. Professor Stroke with the $2 spot right there. Thank you. Glump coming in with a 2-wad. Thank you, Glump. Appreciate you. Adrian, thank you so much for the super chat. I'm coming for you, pal. Joseph, another $20 hauler. Joseph, I got you queued and ready to go. $20 haulers get immediate assistance. Jack, appreciate your super chat. I got you in the queue. Fitzy, appreciate you with the super chat. Got you in the queue. Beacons, appreciate you. Got you ready to go. Almost through these guys. I'm going to put them on screen, and then we're going to go straight through them, rip through them, and then take some phone calls. David, appreciate your $6.99 hauler. Jordan, appreciate yours. David coming in strong. David, appreciate you with a $10. We got Nikki coming in with a 2. Terry Roberts dropping a 2. Thank you both. David dropping a super chat with nothing attached. David, I don't know if you asked a question later, but if you don't attach it, I got to go searching for it, and I'll find it later. Just make sure you attach it next time if you want immediate assistance, because otherwise I got to do that at the end and try and find you. Just letting you know for speed of service. Brooklyn, appreciate Brooklyn dropping that super chat. Let me go find Brooklyn's real quick. Hold on, I just dropped it on. There we go. All right, we are good to go, ladies and gentlemen. All queued up. $20 hauler from Joseph. Joseph, let it rip, pal. Let it rip, Joseph, you monster.
Alert. Super chat alert.
All right, Joseph. I give Kyron Williams and Devontae Smith get Tyreek Hill, Khalil Herbert. You got to take Tyreek Hill in that situation. I almost don't even care what the team is, just because you got more maneuverability, at the very least. $20 hauler, thank you for the super chat and great job. 10-man PPR redraft, 2 flex, 1 QB, T-Law, Tua, Walker, Sharps, Nick Chubb, Gainwell, Swift, B. Hall, Roshan, Ridley, Olave, Devontae Smith, London, Hawkinson. What do you think after this game losing Nick Chubb? I think you got to go strong after Ford. Make sure you try and, corral him. You got 2 QBs, and let me be honest with you. I don't know that you're going to get rid of T-Law or Tua after this week. Remember how good Tua looked after week 1? Now people are very reactive, saying, okay, well, Tua did okay. I don't know if he's going to be that good. You might have to wait a week. But because people are in shambles, I think someone might give up a lot for Tua. Maybe you go get a Breece Hall or Jahmyr Gibbs by coupling Tua with, try and get Ford. But if you don't get Ford, maybe there's a player that you can pick up. Maybe you can trade your waiver wire claim or dollars that you have. Sometimes that can be included. Maybe you trade someone like, quite honestly, Swift and Hall aren't horrible. You'll be okay. And your receivers are really good in Olave, Devontae Smith, and you got Hawkinson, and London came in strong. I don't know that you got Ridley. You're pretty decent, but would I try my darndest to trade Tua and let's say, I don't know what other bench player you have to try and get a Jahmyr Gibbs? You bet your bottom dollar I do. Go to the quarterback decimated teams and just see what Tua can get you. That's the only move you have to make. Other than that, if you can't get someone to kind of overpay, then your best option is to, and I got some new super chats. Cody, P, Drew, Robert with the $20 hauler. He gets immediate assistance. And B. Dot, I'm going to drag you guys on screen once I'm caught up a little bit, okay? So hang tight on this. Robert with a $20 hauler. Robert, appreciate you coming in strong with this one, buddy boy.
Alert. Super chat alert.
And we had another $20 hauler. Where was that super chat? Let me just see where that was. I want to say, okay, so I got Roberts on here. Joseph. And then Bryson. Tua. Okay, I think I took care of those two $20 haulers. Got it. Hi, Smitty. Tank Dell or JSN, pick one. I'm going. I want both. I want both, Robert. I hate to give you like a double talk answer, but I want both. If I had to pick one, I would say, first of all, drop your kicker. Unless you got the number 1 or number 2 kicker, or even the number 1 kicker. If you just have the number 1 kicker, maybe not. If you have the number 3 kicker, 4 kicker, 5, I'd probably just give myself a little bit more wiggle room. And so I would probably try and have both these guys. But prioritizing, I love Tank Dell, but I still think JSN has the potential to be very league winning. And so if it's me, I prioritize that way, but I want both of them and use that kicker move to maybe get it done. Brandon, appreciate your $20 hauler.
Alert. Super chat alert. Alert.
My boy Brandon coming in strong. Brandon, appreciate you. Buddy boy with the $20 spot. Gosh, guys. This is crazy, man. This season's crazy so far. Prayers up to you, Nick Chubb owners, and most importantly, prayers up to Nick Chubb and his family. Got Barkley and Chubb at the 1-2 turn, lost both. Waiver order. Do I go get Ford to replace Chubb? Absolutely. I have Cook to replace Barkley. You're talking about James Cook? That's good. What should I do? PPR, have wide receivers to fill flex with Moore and Pickens. I assume that's DJ Moore, and I think he bounces back, but you can't sell him for anything. Pickens might have earned you some sort of running back move, like a Gibbs or Hall or ETN, or probably not Kenneth Walker because he did so well scoring 2 touchdowns, but Najee, who played okay tonight, but really is worrisome. Not that I even like to go after Najee right now. Feels pretty pedestrian in this offense. I mean, Najee ripped off like a big long run, and he still only had 10 carries for 43 yards and 1 catch for 0 yards. It even felt like, oh, Najee got on his horse. He had 10 carries for 43 yards. In this offense, which is not super creative. They ran the ball 6 times with Jaylen Warren for 20 yards. They ran the ball 10 times with Najee Harris. So it's tough to say. But Brandon, Gibbs and Breece Hall are your friends in terms of trying to go get something on the cheap, my guy. This super chat from Brooklyn. Scored 170 points this week. Let's go. Appreciate you, Brooklyn. Nice job smashing it this week. Pickens to the moon. Absolutely.
To the moon.
Moonshot. George Pickens looks phenomenal. He needs an animation. He just looks so strong, too. When he catches the ball, he's running. He looks like an elite player. Torn between the rest of season, Hall or JT. JT, can I tell you something? We talked about this earlier. If you missed on this, I don't want to hear complaining on this because I'm explaining it right now. The Moon Man list and Mars Man list preseason is locked in. We have it for records. We'll reflect on it. But we are going to adjust and adapt and create Moon Men and Mars Men for the go forward, because those players are going to help you. Okay, we're not clinging to the past. We're not washing away the past or trying to cover it up or pull the rug out from under you or anything like that. But we need to have a rolling, constantly updated Moon Man and Mars Man list so that you guys know who's rocking and rolling and who's dropping the ball and who are we fading. Otherwise, what good is this show? Let's just talk about what we talked about in the preseason. No, that doesn't do anybody any good. So as we tweak it all week, we'll be adding players, and we'll continue to add and pull all off season long on the in-season, not the off-season. It says it on here. This is a separate Moon Man list. The in-season Moon Man list.
The Moon Man, dropping loads in outer space.
And I have Puka Nacua in the corner.
Space Moon says.
Someone made a point earlier that he's not easy to get, so it's not like he can be a Moon Man to the degree we call Moon Men. Available, easy to go get, nice value players. Good cost of entry, could explode and win you a league. Puka's going to cost you the world, but he deserves to be on this list in the corner behind the moon as he cooks up whatever he's cooking up for week number 3. So tribute to Puka and your boy doubting him, me being a man and saying Puka looks great, he'll always just be in the corner of the season rolling moon man list, okay? But Jordan Love is a 2023 go forward in season, 2023 in season, constantly rolling and updating moon man list. Jordan Love is on the moon man list. Pickens on the moon man list. We will be adding to this as we go through the week. Hall, moon man. Gibbs, moon man. Not doubling down. This is buying low. Kamara, incoming. JT, incoming. This was an avoid. He's not an avoid anymore. That's not flip-flopping. That's adjusting and adapting. That's seeing the value in that we've got 2 weeks in the books and only 2 more need to go before this guy's potentially returning. What if he gets traded to Cleveland? What if he gets traded to the Browns? Should you sell Breece Hall? Probably not. You probably want to buy him, Brian, because he's on the moon man list. So this question here, Hall or JT, it's a tough question. By the time Hall's back, week 5, 6, whenever he's on his horse, maybe they're both totally just doing amazing things. Hall looked terrible. What does this even mean, Anthony? What do you mean Hall looked terrible? He didn't get the football. How did he look terrible? Did you mean to say Hall didn't get carries? Because I know you didn't say Hall looked terrible, and you're referencing his play. He got 4 touches. The week prior, he was averaging 80 yards a carry practically the week prior. So I know you didn't mean it the way it came out, but definitely came out kind of funny there, Anthony. But I know you didn't mean that. Torn rest of the season, Hall or JT. I'm going to say JT long-term if you can weather out and wait. But Breece Hall, I do believe they try and use him more next week, but we don't fully know if it's week 5 or week 4. I would say they're very even. They're both on the Moon Man list. Go forward the in-season Moon Man list for a reason.
The Moon Men, dropping loads in outer space.
They're both on here. So this is almost like a trick question in a way. You know what I'm saying? Swift is a Moon Man as well. He is. I just haven't added everybody to it. Swift will be added to them. We'll do it before the end of the night. Drop Quentin Johnson for A-Chain or for Ford. Or drop Quentin Johnson or A-Chain for Ford. I probably keep the 2 RBs, but you could definitely make arguments here. Smitty, I traded Barkley for Gibbs. That's a fantastic move. I love it, Terry. That's fantastic. And if anybody needs to trade Barkley away, that is the move to make. Great job, Terry. That's approved.
You've just been Smitty approved.
That's a great trade, Terry. 0.25 PPR, trade away Ridley and Swift for Jamar Chase and Gibbs. I have to say no. I have to say Ridley and Swift. And that's just being honest. I mean, if we get word that Joe Burrow's not out, he's going to play week, even then I'm worried about him re-injuring the calf, though. But I'm assuming Joe Burrow may miss a week or 2, maybe longer. We don't really know. A lot of speculation being made, but I would say in general, bro, Ridley and Swift is pretty darn good right now. I probably roll with the hot hand, my bro. Sadar says, Smitty all over the place now 2 weeks in. What do you expect from the content creator you're watching and consuming content from, Cedar? Like, do you see the turmoil and the carnage all around? What do you want someone to do? Come in here and just stick to their preseason Excel sheet like an Excel sheet Eric? I'm just curious what you're looking for. Are you really looking for somebody that hasn't adjusted and adapted by now? 2 weeks into turmoil and carnage? I really am wondering what you're looking for. Like, seriously, bro. All over the place. What do you mean all over the place? Adjusting and adapting? Unbelievable, bro. Some of these comments are just out of this world crazy. $10 hauler from David. Smitty, Detroit Dave here. I traded Mark Andrews for Kyron Williams. That could work out. I think maybe you could have got more. I'll tell you that. But that it still could work out. I mean, but wow. Musgrave is my backup tight end, so not great, but think I can get by. Thoughts? I think I would have got more, and thank you for the $10 hauler. But Doesn't mean that Kyron's
The
not the
moon.
real deal. He looked phenomenal, bro. He looked absolutely phenomenal. Let's see here. Yeah, Jacob. Please, Smitty, never change your rankings and tell me my bad players are. I just don't understand what people want. I don't understand what you would expect someone to do with Chubb down, Barkley down, Burrow down. So many players down, so many players busting. So what do you expect? What do you expect? And yeah, I guys, make sure you get enough for your trades. David says, consider 99-cent extra tip. Okay, thank you, David. I appreciate you. And David, let me see if David dropped his super chat real quick. If I can get it in here first, because I know you were in line here, David. Hold on, let me look. Let me see where David is. David. Hold on, David. David. Okay, here we go. Traded Kyron Williams, Zay Flowers, Jalen Reed for Chase. I could get behind that. There's some risk involved. Again, I can't sit here and tell you, David, that we're sitting here looking at a no-risk Jamar Chase going forward. You trade for him, you might be winning your league, but you trade for him, and you might be in some trouble. Anthony says, imagine thinking Hall is going to do well with Zach Wilson. We'll see, bro. We'll absolutely see. We got Hob G dropping a $50 hauler on screen. Look at this monster here. Look at this monster.
Alert. Super chat alert.
I love Hob G. He's such an amazing man. To all the injured players, good luck to all the fantasy owners. Crazy season. Good going in the Snipe League, Smitty. Thank you, Hob G. I appreciate you. I haven't even checked. I don't even know what leagues I have. Jordan, appreciate you. $2 hauler. Pick up Kyron, Ford, Collins, or Mostert. Probably Kyron Williams right now. Ford's pretty nice, but I'd take Kyron over Ford. I would say close to 8 out of 10 confidence level of being the best pickup of the year. Olave and Pickens gave a heart attack. What do you think about Dotson? I think Dotson's 2 weeks in. We're not happy with his result. We could bench him, sure. But are we cutting him? No. Are we giving up on him? No. Dotson's still an absolute monster, potentially. And we have to wait. We're 2 weeks in. It's very easy to say 2 weeks is the world. 2 weeks tells the entire story. But we have to wait and see. But certainly could bench him for now, depending on your options. Pickens looks phenomenal. Traded my Garrett Wilson for Swift. I think that's an amazing move if you need an RB. And it's an amazing move for someone who needs a wide receiver. So it's a win-win. Makes a lot of sense on both sides. Have CMC trade Garrett Wilson for Debo and Elijah. I don't mind that. That's a way to get out of Garrett Wilson if you're concerned about that offense. I don't mind that at all. I think Debo's a very, very good wide receiver, a low-end wide receiver 1, potentially, but you buy him at wide receiver 2 cost, which you did. Trade James Cook and Addison for Olave and Roshan. I would take Olave and Roshan if it was me. I would take that, but I know not everybody would feel that way. Fitzy, appreciate your super chat. Some people love James Cook that much, and I don't blame him. He had a really good game. They just need to use him like that, and they could. You look at week 1, Josh Allen did bad. You look at week 2, Josh Allen did good. What did they do differently? They ran the ball. They got balanced. They gave Josh Allen some more honest defensive attention and looks versus being focused on and shut down by a defense. So this is good news, that they did well with their change of game plan. Hate seeing Chubb out like this after losing Dobbins. Jerome Ford put on my bench. Running back room is Pacheco, Algier, Ford. Turn Ford into Javonte. I mean, that's the big swing, Jack. I don't know that Jerome Ford's going to win you the league. Javonte probably won't, but could at least. Thoughts on Nico versus Dell? I'd rather have Dell, but Nico looks very, very good, and I could change my tune after 1 week. I love both of them, man. Nico looked really, really solid. They both look really, really good. Javonte for Flowers, I'd rather have Flowers, so I would take Flowers. That's a good trade. Stroke with the $2 says Swift and Addison for Devontae Smith. I'd rather have Devontae Smith, but it really depends on your need, because I think Addison's good enough that if you believe in Swift and you're not scared of injury, you could bank on that. And if in the worst case scenario, Addison kind of like doesn't have a cup of coffee with Devontae, but he could like occasionally go meet him for a sip. You know what I mean? So like Addison's you're diluting one player into two pretty nicely on that other side. But if you want to go for the swing, I'd take Devontae. Do I trade Tua and JT and Amari for Addison and one of Kyron and James Cook? Absolutely not. I would rather have JT and Amari, and I trade Amari though, if I can, off tonight, doing pretty okay tonight. Amari Cooper had 7 catches for 90 yards. Didn't do that till the end of the game, but hey, now with Chubb out, they might throw to him a lot. I wouldn't sell Amari dirt cheap, but I would definitely take advantage of this because it felt like he was going to have a nothing burger game until the end. But I would definitely keep. What was the other question? Swift. What was it right here? JT. Yeah, JT's a moon man, bro. I'm not. Ford or Swift, a number 1 waiver pickup. If Swift's available in your league, that's league winning. Ford is not league winning. I think Ford is a great pickup, but he doesn't feel league winning. I full load drop on Swift, bro. Just no doubt about it. No doubt. There's not a doubt in my mind that I'm coming in strong with the full load drop.
Initiate full load drop.
Not even close. Got offered Chase for Christian Watson and Walker. If Burrow doesn't miss a game, Chase side wins. If Burrow sits out 1, 2, 3 weeks, then the Walker Christian Watson side crushes. So there's no real good answer here, bro, and we don't know Burrow's situation right now. We have zero information on whether he's going to sit out. And for all the predicting Peters out there in content creation right now in the fantasy space saying that we're hearing rumblings he's going to be put on IR. The coach said it's up to Burrow. We don't know yet. They haven't said a word on it. They don't know. Joe Burrow gets to decide whether he believes he's going to tear his calf or not. It was sore. It tightened up. It could have been cramping. We might hear something totally different tomorrow than we heard today. We might hear something totally different Wednesday or Thursday. He could sit out for multiple weeks. He could be put on IR. He could come back after the bye week. The bye week is really early on for the Bengals. Or he could literally not miss a game. We have no clue, but we have to wait until tomorrow. I bet you we have some sort of breaking news show tomorrow on it for good or bad. Traded Kyron Williams, Zay Flowers, Jordan Reed for Chase. Thoughts? I personally would rather take the gamble on Jamar Chase if it's me, but that's a very, very tough call to make. And remember, he's not going to be out. If Joe Burrow's out, he's still not out, but he's not the number 1, 2, 3, 4, or even 5 wide receiver in the National Football League. He's fighting to be a top 12 wide receiver without Joe Burrow. $10 hauler. Appreciate clicks with the super chat here. Just got an offer from a league mate. He's sending Mostert, Debo, and ETN for Keenan Allen, Jalen Waddle. What do you do? That's pretty even. I think ETN and Debo is pretty nice if you need an RB. Waddle is, I don't know. He just feels like a concern this year. Keenan Allen had a great week 2. Let me give him credit and flowers, but I still worry about him getting hurt. So I'd probably rather have Debo ETN, but it's very, very close move. We got 1,000 people in here. Punch that thumb up button on your way in the door. We got only 180 thumbs up with 1,000 people watching. Punch that thumb up button. Trade Garrett Wilson and Swift for A.J. Brown. I take the Garrett Wilson Swift side. And I don't even need to know the roster because I would make other moves if need be. So if that's the side you have, I don't trade that. Garrett Wilson is still a low-end wide receiver 1 or range of high-end wide receiver 2 that can play like a wide receiver 1 at times. He has 2 touchdowns. I know he feels like he's skating by in both these games, but he has 2 touchdowns. 2 touchdowns already, Garrett Wilson. And he's got a horrible situation. He had a bad matchup, and he still scored 80 yards and a touchdown for you. And Swift is balling out, so I don't know that I'm feeling ultra excited about that. Wide receiver team is stacked. Traded Debo, Javonte for Breece Hall. I could get behind either side on that. I do love Javonte long term, but I don't know when he's going to get going. I like Debo a lot. I think Debo is actually arguable for Hall straight up in a sense. So I will say, like, I think both sides did well for the type of move you each wanted to make, but I won't say that you got him. I'd say that you both got a good side of that could work out well. Do we trade Warren or Roschon for Ford? I'd probably trade in Warren for Ford. I'd keep Roschon. As I said last week in the waiver wire show, Roschon is the long play. You have to be patient on him. He could be the reason the offense turns around. But you got to wait on Roschon. You can't be reactive because he didn't go nuts in a week we didn't think he was taking over fully yet. He's a spec play, a very nice spec play, but a spec play. Mahomes, Bijan, Monty, Madison, Debo, Watson, London, Nakua, Addison, Kelsey. You've got a lot of potential trades here. Get ETN with Addison and London and Madison. This is tough, but yes, I would take ETN. I would try and get a little more. You're giving up a whole lot, but ETN is a nice running back to add to your crew, and you're banking on some other boys there to do well that are playing well. $10 hauler, Michael. That is a risky move, though. I think a lot of people might say it's too much, and you might want to try and get something back. 10 team, 0.5 PPR, 1 QB, 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, 1 flex. Tua, Bijan, Walker, Hall, Sharps, Javonte, Olave, Ridley, Garrett Wilson. This team's phenomenal. You're going to put Love into your lineup immediately. Swift is phenomenal. I Swift over, obviously, Swift needs to potentially be in your lineup somehow, but I don't know what you do here. You take Hall out for now. You put Swift in, obviously. Your team's really good. You wait for maybe the right Garrett Wilson offer. You maybe look to trade Tua and Garrett Wilson for one wide receiver that's maybe undervalued. Go shop for A.J. Brown potentially. That would be a great move, I think, using just Tua alone and a bench player. If you're going to add in Garrett Wilson, you need to go a little higher than A.J. Brown. How many GMAs in a 12-team league make it a GMA league? That depends how bad each GMA is. If each grandma is significantly bad, it could only take 3 or 4, Won't be able to get Ford due to waiver wire order. Well, make sure you take a look at this entire list, and hopefully the list can help you out. And again, Roschon's great. A-Chain's great. They're long plays. Bigsby's great. If I'm in this situation where my pick won't allow me to get Kyron or Ford or Moss, let's say, Roschon, A-Chain, Bigsby. And if they're gone, be prepared for 1, 2, or all 3 to be cut. And so some of you looking for running back help might want to take a peek at the transaction log after the waivers go through, because the real pickup could be right after the wave of claims go through. Which tight end should I start? Ertz versus Cowboys, or Laporta versus Falcons, or Waller versus 49ers? Probably going to go Laporta. Feels like the safe move here. Brady, appreciate your $10 hauler.
To the moon.
I'll tell you what, we're no longer using matchup to determine much, because that Niner matchup was a big reason a lot of people, including myself in some situations, didn't put Kyron in. And I'm not using matchup to sway me much at all going forward. What up, Smitty? What about Kareem Hunt pickup? He could land back in Cleveland. It's certainly possible. I think he's definitely on the list. We got him right here. He's down at the bottom because he doesn't have a situation yet. He's a spec play as well, but a speculative grab, a good one, sure. I pick him up. It depends on the drop, though. Am I dropping Roschon? No. Trade away Burrow, McLaurin for Swift and Deshaun Watson. If you've got like Love as your starter, then I could do this. If Deshaun's your starter, I don't know, bro. I suppose it depends if you got to tell me your backup. I can't trust Deshaun Watson right now. But then again, Joe Burrow could be out, and you'll be begging to get that trade done. If you got a bad feeling about Joe Burrow, it's not crazy to make that move. But if you're wrong, Joe Burrow is going to be tough to watch play well if he does end up having something that's a lot lesser than anybody thinks. 1,000 people in here, hit that thumb up button. 244 of you have punched the thumb up button and wiped your feet. Appreciate you. And please subscribe if you're new. I see the subscriber count going up, and every single one of you that actually hit that subscribe button, it helps this channel grow, which helps you, I promise you. The bigger we get, the better we get. 0-2 just lost Chubb, QB Fields, Chubb, ETN, Chase, Amon-Ra, Kittle. Wow, you got hit hard with a lot of these. Love goes into your lineup no matter what right now. You got to put Fields on the bench. This is why you drafted Love. This is why Love was one of the best pickups for a lot of us in this community, because we weren't sure what was going to happen. You know, you never know what's going to happen. QB is the most important position, so good job. Would I poke around at trying to trade Jamar Chase for two players that are undervalued, like a Breece Hall and Gibbs, a Breece Hall or Gibbs, and get a Debo, a Christian Watson and Breece Hall, a Christian Watson and Gibbs for Jamar Chase? That might be your best way out of that situation, Yusuf. I see more super chats coming in. I'm coming for you. I just got to clear these out. $10 holler from Michael. Michael, I appreciate you very much. 14 team, that's a big league. 1 QB, 2 wide receiver, 2 running back, 1 tight end, 2 flex. Fields, Amon-Ra, Garrett Wilson, JSN, Dotson, Gibbs, Hall. Your team's very good in a 14 team league, bro. Keep the faith. There's not much move. There's no moves you can make other than maybe trading away Amon-Ra for like a Debo and freaking player that's underrated that we all love. That, you know, you're getting 2 players for 1. You're getting 2 Debo Samuels essentially for that Amon-Ra. Now the problem is you've got running backs Gibbs and Hall, and those are the 2 players that I would anchor to the most. I'd say go get like a Debo and Hall or a Debo and Gibbs. You got both Gibbs and Hall, so it makes it tough for you to really do this move. But I'd keep an eye out for that combination of 2 players using Amon-Ra. If you can, in crafty fashion, get into Debo. Trade Amon-Ra down to AJ Brown to get an ETN, player upgrade from, let's call it, or even a Garrett Wilson upgrade. Like if you were to trade Amon-Ra and Garrett Wilson for AJ Brown and a better receiver than Garrett Wilson, then, that would be hard to do, but something like that, or quarterback upgrade. Let's say somebody has, Jalen Hurts and they also have Jordan Love, and you could go get Hurts and potentially a Debo for your Amon-Ra, like something like that. Other than that, Michael, in a 14-teamer, I probably wouldn't touch that team. You're going to rebound. You're going to do well. You've got actually some pretty darn good depth. Spaniard here, appreciate you. Superflex just lost Chubb. Sorry to hear. Running backs are Chubb, Bijan, Kamara. Kamara's coming to save the day. Sanders, I trade away if the price is right. Ford and Swift on waivers. You full load drop for Swift, bro. Full load drop.
Initiate full load drop.
And the good news is you don't have even a waiver system money. You're one on the waiver wire. You get Swift. Swift is here to save the day. ET, you grab Swift without hesitation. He could win a league. Ford's good, but I think Swift can win a league. Just traded Gabe Davis for Breece Hall. I think you got him, and
got him.
I only hope that a lot of you can get Breece Hall and Gibbs this cheap to help offset some of the devastation that we've all seen so far. DW dropping a $20 wad on screen. Best content out there. Thanks, DW. You are the man, bro. You are. I absolutely love DW. DW is one of the best tax.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Just tax machine. Thank you, DW. Appreciate your super chat. You are such a kind individual as well. Belize coming in with a super chat. Chubb is out. What moves to make? Geno, Chubb, Hall, Skywalker, Roshan, Wilson, Mike Williams, Puka. You might be somebody that needs to sell high on Puka Nacua, even though I do think he's going to continue to do well. But you can't afford him if Kupp were to come back and he did fall off. You need to take advantage of getting an A.J. Brown right now. You need to take advantage of getting a Gibbs and a Christian Watson for Puka and something. I'm telling you, that could be something that's really, really, really good for your team. That's so tough. I hate seeing you guys lose players. This one's from Cody. Cody with a $5 hauler. I have Pitts and Kincaid. Would you drop Pitts, Khalil Herbert, Roshan, or Burks for Laporta? I would drop Man, Burks is tough because he did catch. What did Burks end up with at the end of the day? I'm blanking on his total stat line. I know he caught a nice long pass, got excited, and but I don't know that he had. I think he just had the 3 catches, right, for 76 yards. I don't know. I'm not. If I need to drop someone, I'm taking the chance on these other guys. I don't think Burks is going to be somebody that saves your season, so I'd be very tempted to drop Burks to make sure you have all those other opportunities. 993 of you in here. Punch that thumb up button. Appreciate you. Subscribe if you're new. I had Chubb. I have Love. Would you swing for the fences and trade Josh Allen plus Higgins for Jonathan Taylor and Waddle? No, because you got the right idea. And the answer to the question, yes, I would swing for the fences. But going and doing this where you're I don't know, you're maybe I do. This is a good move. This is a good move. You're giving him an awful lot, but this is a good move. I wish it was someone different than Waddle because I have my worries about him, but Smitty approved that move. That is a baller move. I do like that. Took me a minute to digest that. That was good. That's definitely the kind of move to make. Kamara, JT. I mean, look.
The Moon Men.
The go forward.
Dropping loads in outer space.
The go forward continuous in-season Moon Men list. We're not wiping the other one clean. This is just a secondary, let's keep things current for you to all dominate your leagues. Kamara, JT, Gibbs, Hall, Pickens. These are all amazing buy low players right now. Thank you for the super chat, Drew. Trade London for Watson. I think I like Watson a tiny bit more, but it's risky. London looked great, but I feel like you're giving up too much because London proved himself. Watson hasn't played yet. So for me, I feel like you can't make this move fair market value wise. I really, really love Christian Watson still, but you've got to be asking for more, Drew. That's just not a fair trade for you. Like you're buying at an all-time high still when the guy he doesn't have anything to sell. He should be almost dirt cheap. Daniel Jones, Dak, running backs Bijan, Rashad White, Kyron. At least Kyron jumps in there with Bijan as your running back too. B-Rob's interesting to trade, bro. I would probably sell high on B-Rob. B-Rob and Garrett Wilson for an upgrade. Garrett Wilson for A.J. Brown. Amari Cooper and B-Rob for A.J. Brown. Those moves would help win your league, B-Dot. Go after JT, go after Kamara, do it live. Appreciate you, B-Dot. This one's from Carl. Carl, thank you for the $5 hauler. What's up, Smitty? I own Kyron Williams. I got offered Mark Andrews straight up. I would probably take with your running backs. Yeah, your running backs are pretty decent. You know, Javonte is your third. Pierce is your third, fourth. I'm fine with that. I'd take Mark Andrews. I'd take the gamble on that. I wouldn't be afraid to flip it, though. Angus with the $10 hauler. Angus, appreciate you. 12-team full PPR. 2 QB. I have Tua, Walker, Brees, Hill, Waddle, Higgins, Pitts. Trade Waddle for like a Gibbs and something, a Hall and something? Yes. Do you get something? Yes, you do, because their values are down. But I would do that if I were you. Both those guys are pretty easily attainable, and just make sure you're not doing it one for one because you should get more. Carlos with a $2 hauler. Smitty drop Quentin Johnson for Tank Dell. I would, but that could go either direction, bro. It just depends on opportunity. But I would rather have Tank Dell. $10 hauler from that boy.
To the moon.
Appreciate you, that boy, for dropping that. What a week, Smitty. What is Puka's trade value? Any possible targets for him? JT, Kamara, Brees Hall, Jahmyr Gibbs. Dare I say you could even add more in some cases. I think Puka might have more value than Brees Hall to a lot of people, so take advantage of that. Do you have to trade Puka? No. Puka looks really, really solid. I admitted that yesterday. I will continue to say that they feed him so much. How could he not do well? And that's not a knock on him. That's just saying situation is half the battle. Now, do I think they get him hurt? He's already hurt, and they're abusing the hell out of him. But goodness gracious, bro, you wait a week, he might have even more value. So don't force a trade, but I certainly would explore it if the opportunity arose that could help you, get a Jahmyr Gibbs or Breece Hall, who I am not down on like everybody else. I'm disappointed that they're not fully unlocked yet, but do I think the Detroit Lions are going to unleash Jahmyr Gibbs? Yes. Does everybody's point of he's not a between the tackles guy? Why? Because they didn't use him, number one. And number two, why? Because we've never even said that he was. He's a hybrid player. We never expected him to take over between the tackles. But if you think he's not going to get his uptick walking into week 3, I think that's laughable. What a week, Smitty. I have Kincaid on the bench behind Andrews and want to start him. Any specific targets for Andrews? JT, Kamara, Hall, Gibbs, A.J. Brown. All fantastic targets for Mark Andrews. Absolutely fantastic and league winning for you. Send Garrett Wilson plus Swift for Olave Madison. I'd rather have Garrett Wilson and Swift. I love Olave, but Madison to me isn't a big ad. If you could swap out Addison for another player, now we're talking. A Christian Watson, a Dotson even. Like something that makes that intriguing for me. Just joined tonight, had a Nick Chubb. Thank you. Appreciate you, Caleb. Nick Chubb and have a second to last waiver claim. I'm in shambles, Smitty. I need advice. I'll be here tonight. I'll be in here tonight. Check the waiver wire order, bro. I dropped it already, and hopefully this can help you out. But as I said to a lot of people, if you've got a late waiver wire ranking slot in your draft, your waiver wire draft, you have to look to these later guys like Bigsby and Roshan and A-Chain, and they're all going to get cut in a lot of these cases coming through the first wave of waivers. So you'll need to make sure you're paying attention and you're grabbing them once they're cut, because your ad, Caleb, might be after the claims process. The leftovers, the drops, there are going to be some good drops out there. People give up quick. So appreciate you. Thank you, Caleb, for dropping that. Chest of Fool with a $2 hauler. 0-2 traded Burrow, Walker for T-Log Gibbs. I like that. I like that for right now. Could it work out for the other guy? It could. But with Burrow going through what he's going through right now, I'd feel more comfortable with that. $5 hauler from Austin. Appreciate you. I like your call on not to drop Pierce. After week 4 or 5, he will start balling out again. The whole O-line has been out. Just one starter. Yeah, keep the faith. I do believe that Pierce is a good buy low. I do. I wouldn't say like Moon Man, but I'd say he could be a potential like steal, not a league winner, but a player that almost becomes a league winner for people that need an RB really badly. ET, also have Roshan. Not sure I mentioned him previously. Thank you, ET. Appreciate your super chat. Chris, appreciate you. I have Kelsey, Ferguson, Hunter Henry. Should I trade Kelsey and someone like Kamara, ETN to bring in a haul of a player or haul of players? I wouldn't trade both of them. I'd wait on Kamara. Would I trade Kelsey? It depends what you can get. I mean, coming off week 2, I don't think I would. I'd wait a week, let him build some value, because you're not going to get number 5 overall value. If he comes out and has 2 touchdowns and 100 yards in week 3, you're going to get that huge return. So, Chris, I'm probably going to wait on trading him. Plus, Kamara is not going to get you what you want either. But would I trade Kelsey for Debo and Gibbs? Yes, I would consider something along those lines. Or an A.J. Brown and Breece Hall. Absolutely. What are your thoughts on Deshaun or Dotson moving forward? I'm holding him. I don't blame anybody for benching him, but we can't give up on him. We're 2 weeks in, and he's a phenomenal player. Akers, a low-key moon man. He might be traded. No, Oren. No. I mean, could he get traded to Cleveland? I know I shouldn't laugh. Because Lord knows he gets traded to Cleveland and whatever. But I still think Ford's better than him. But no, he's not a low-key moon man. But I could get why you want that to happen or think that it could happen. But I never believed in him anyway. So, Smitty, your good guys are caught in the moment. Your good guys are caught in the moment. I I don't know what we're saying there, Austin, but I appreciate you. I know you mean well or whatever you're saying there, but I appreciate you. My good guys, my moon men. 100 fab for Jerome Ford. How much if you need a running back? Matt, I can't answer that question, and anybody that tries to answer it for you is giving you bum advice because no one knows the trending in your league. My league, you drop 200 out of 200 to get a player in one of my leagues. In another league, it's literally no one spends more than 25% on a player ever, and so you drop 30 if you want them, and you get them every time. So it just totally depends on that. Ford's probably not full low drop, whereas Swift would be, Love would be. Tank Dell's probably not full low drop, but these are both like, would I give up, like in a vacuum, tell you like 30%, 40%? Yes, I would. 100%, probably Ford if you needed somebody and you were in shambles. Or Kyron Williams, I could go full low drop on Kyron Williams. Offered a Chubb owner Mixon for his Dotson. Like Nakua. If Nakua was still out there, full low drop. 100% of your fab. You don't even think about it. Offered the Chubb owner Mixon for his Dotson in a 14-team dynasty. No, I wouldn't do that. I think you can get Dotson a lot cheaper than that, bro. Dotson's practically free. So if I were you, I'd try and get more carry. It doesn't mean I don't like acquiring Dotson. I think you got the right idea, but I think you're bailing him out, and you're not sure what Dotson is, and you're paying pretty high price tag for him. Give a shout-out to Haley for me, Smitty. Shout-out to Haley to the moon.
To the moon.
To the moon. Thank you very much. Appreciate you, Trey. Angus coming in with a $5 hauler. Just dropped a $10 hauler a little bit ago, but I traded ETN for Hall and Higgins last week. 12-team PPR. Thought he overpaid. I traded ETN for Hall and Higgins. I like Hall and Higgins better than ETN. I think that's a good move if that's what you're saying you did. I like that. Uzi, $10 hauler, Uzi.
To the moon.
Appreciate the Oozmeister coming in here. Uzi, should I trade Kelsey, Damian Pierce for Garrett Wilson, Gibbs, and half PPR? That's too much. That's too much. I mean, bro, Kelsey for Wilson and Gibbs, maybe. And that's even hard to, like, digest and really say. I'd have to think about that, to be honest. You're giving away Pierce as well? No. You are selling Kelsey at second-round equivalent value. And you're buying Garrett Wilson and Gibbs as if they're first rounders or top 15 players. This guy's selling you as if there's no discount supposed to be given here. So, Uzi, the answer is no. You need to, even if you dialed it back to just Kelsey, it's a tough trade to make. So the answer, absolutely no to that offer. And very much like 50-50 if I'd even do Kelsey for that. But I do like the idea and where you're headed with it. Picked up Ford and Zach Moss off waivers Saturday. I started Connor over Najee. Nice job. Stay frosty, brother. Appreciate you. And great moves. Great GMing. Excellent job. Excellent GMing, bro. Excellent. Traded Garrett Wilson for Ridley. That is a smash. And that's how you do it. You're an example. You're a role model for everybody that's looking to trade. You're a trade role model, my guy. Herbert, DJ Moore got JT or for Kamara. Khalil Herbert and DJ Moore got JT or for Kamara. I'd take either Kamara or JT. Probably lean Kamara. Also have Roshan. So my ranking would be Kamara, JT, then DJ Moore, Khalil Herbert. If that answers your question, Rax Poker, to let you know what side I am on all of those. And because I wasn't quite sure what side you were on. Driver, appreciate you. I just lost Chubb. Sorry to hear that, bro. What can I expect out of Gainwell? I don't think much. I think he comes back to get some spot work, but Swift is the running back one. The staff knows it. The staff has acknowledged it. They've said, we love how he protected the ball. Are they capable of screwing us? Absolutely, but I'm going to bank on that they know what they've got right now. Got offered Puka, Addison, and Dylan for JJ. Don't even counter. That's disrespectful. No offense to Puka and Addison, but that's disrespectful. That's a total no. Total awful trade-off. That's where you almost, defriend them on social media. Bijan and Kamara, I have Javonte Walker, Monty, Madison, Sharps. I mean, you're asking them for Bijan and Kamara for JJ and something. Madison and JJ for Bijan and Kamara. Then you're talking, That's and Scotty, if that was just Gustavo, I don't mean to defriend Gustavo. He's good people. Would you trade Garrett Wilson for Olave? I would take Olave in a millisecond, and that's me telling you how much I love Garrett Wilson still, but I've taken that trade in a heartbeat. This one is a $10
to the moon.
George Holler. Appreciate Georgie boy coming in strong. 12-team PPR, QB, JB, Joe Burrow, and Stroud. Garrett Wilson, Lockett, JSN, Watson, Dell, Bijan, ETN, Rashad White, Roshan, Henry. Any moves? I mean, you could try and trade out of Joe Burrow for like a T-Law to be ultra safe if you want. That's one move. Garrett Wilson and Joe Burrow to get a Josh Allen, a Mahomes, a Jalen Hurts if you want to just get kind of crazy and try and get something back. Sometimes people give a Dameon Pierce for free in that, and you can make a total steal of a 2-for-2. Lockett is probably the best person to do that with, though, and you keep Garrett Wilson. You swing for the fences with Garrett Wilson, JSN, and Watson as Christian Watson as your 3 wide receivers, and you throw Lockett in with Joe Burrow to go get Jalen Hurts. That would be a great deal. Lockett and something on your bench like Rashad White for A.J. Brown. That would also be a killer move. JT and Kamara are great players. I just closed it. I'm not sure if you had one of those guys on the bench somewhere, but you get my drift. Appreciate you, my man. Thank you for the super chat. Jonathan with a $10 holler. Jonathan to the moon. To the moon. Jonathan, thank you, pal. With all of the running back injuries, my Moon Men running backs have become the best running back room in the league. Gibbs, Brees, Swift, Javonte, Sharbs, and Roshan. Thanks again, Smitty. Trust in the process. Only sell high. That makes me feel good that I appreciate that. There are some times where we're going to have some slow starts with these Moon Men, and me creating and creatively trying to come out here, and I got thick skin. I'm not mad over it. I'm just saying, like, it rubbed me the wrong way a little bit earlier when I come in here with a new style of, okay, let's take the Moon Men and Mars Men to the next level. No one's wiping clean the old Moon Men and Mars Men league, but we need a rolling in-season Moon Men and Mars Men list. Why would anybody not want that? Why would somebody not want that? It was head-scratching to me earlier that people didn't want me to attack it from a different perspective, different list, completely different. There's no wiping anything clean. There's no pulling the rug out from anybody. There's no hiding anything. This is just a matter of your boy coming in and saying, we're going to do this also in season, baby.
The Moon Men.
And here it is.
Dropping loads in outer space.
We're slowly building this up, and Swift needs to be on here.
Space Moses.
Let's get DeAndre Swift on this mug as well, because he is a value. He is still a value right now, and I'm looking for some other players to throw on here as we glance around at this thing. Javonte probably not going to put him on, even though I really do hope he bounces back and becomes absolutely phenomenal at some point during the season. I'm looking for my Swift graphic somewhere. There's got to be a DeAndre Swift graphic here. I might have to look it up, but we need to put Swift on this list as well. He's definitely earned the current rolling Moon Man list, but appreciate that, bro. Your team looks great. I love your team. Trust in the process. Good thing to tell people. Trade my Dotson, Gabe Davis, or Dotson, Addison for Gibbs. I would trade Dotson and Gabe Davis in a millisecond for Jahmyr Gibbs, and I would do it for Addison and Dotson too, but you've got to try and keep that because that is the better option, and you want to try and maximize value. Itty Bitty. Appreciate Itty Bitty coming in with the $5 hauler, 14 team. Geno, Chase, Smith, D. Moore, Dotson, Elijah Moore, Najee, Hall, Kyron, Ferguson. Where should we go from here? Bro? Dare I say you might be a contender to pick up Fields once he's dropped, or go trade for Fields and swing for the freaking fences. Like, you need something here. Najee, trade Najee away. I do like that you've got Hall and Kyron. I do like that you have Chase and Devontae Smith and DJ Moore. I probably would not sell DJ Moore low. He had a bounce back game. I think Fields does bounce back to a degree. Do I believe he'll be as good as I thought all year long? I have my doubts 100% right now, but it would be an interesting move for you, and maybe you can do some sort of other trade. Like maybe you can upgrade Najee and trade away someone like, Chase worries me a little bit right now because of Burrow. Maybe you can trade Chase down to A.J. Brown and get somehow, some way, a Breece Hall type, Jahmyr Gibbs type player to go into your running back stable. Like, would I trade Chase and Najee for Ridley and Gibbs? And maybe get something else like a Pierce thrown in. Like, I'd probably look for some 2-for-2s. I'd probably start by targeting Najee to Gibbs or Najee to Hall, and then see what wide receiver swaps you can make. I'm not saying sell Chase low. I'm just saying maybe you can quietly get out of the Chase game while also upgrading and getting out of the Najee game. Should I drop Roschon for Ford? I'd try and keep both, but Ford is going to help you sooner. So you got to pick your poison there. Brian, appreciate you. I'd try and keep both, though. Nico Collins, London Kirk on bench, and Garrett Wilson and flex have Demont Gainwell as well. Who should I package for what? Pollard, AJ, Ridley, Breece are starters. So you can't buy low on AJ. You can buy low on Hall. You can buy low on Christian Watson. You can buy low on a handful of players here. London, Kirk, Collins. Part of me wonders if you can trade like a Garrett Wilson and a Collins, or a Garrett Wilson and a London, or even a... Or you already got Breece. Even if you... God, you could go get Gibbs. Go get Gibbs. London and Kirk. London and Nico for Gibbs. People are giving Gibbs away right now. I love your starters. I don't get rid of those starters. Breece, Ridley, AJ Brown, Pollard. I don't get rid of those players. Garrett Wilson, would I upgrade him? Sure. Would I trade Garrett Wilson and Kirk for Gibbs? Probably. Would I trade for Kenneth Walker or ETN? Absolutely. Would I take a Christian Kirk and Nico, turn it into Debo? Absolutely. Would I turn Nico into Christian Watson? Absolutely. Would I give Nico or Kirk or London away for a quarterback upgrade? I don't know who your quarterback is. Absolutely. Appreciate you for dropping that, my man. Thank you, Brian. Appreciate you, Brian, to the moon. This one here is from Jay. Got Josh Allen. Which offer do I take? Trade Love, Connor for Hall. Let me pull up the chat just so I can have it loaded as well, because I'm sorry I don't have access to whether people dropping different things in here that I want to keep tabs on. Appreciate you all guys for coming in here and being a part of this community. You guys absolutely rock. Jay, we got almost 1,000 people in here. Punch that thumb up button, please. If we get to 500 likes, I'll give away a The Fantasy Football Show membership, and I'll give away one of them, the $35 package for the rankings, the bold predictions. I'll give away one of them for every 100 we pass 500. So if we get to 500, I give one away. We get to 600, I give another one away. 700, I give another one away. Got Josh Allen. Which offer do I take? Trade Love, Connor for Hall. Love, Connor for Javonte Burrow. You already have Josh Allen, so you don't need a quarterback, right? This is not a super flex, so don't do that one. Allen and Brian Robinson. I assume that's Brian Robinson for Hall. Connor for Javonte straight up. Can't you give up like Love and Connor for Hall? I'd do Love and Connor for Hall. Yeah, oh, you got that one on here. Love and Connor for Hall. I'd try to give up Connor for Hall straight up, bro. But I would take Breece Hall for Love and Connor in your situation with Josh Allen. But try and get something back, bro. Try and get something back if you can. It would be smart. Trade CMC for Chase and Hurts. Trade CMC for Chase and Hurts. You have Fields. CMC for Chase and Hurts. That's a really good move. It's a gamble, Jacob. But if you need a gamble to win, if you're not going to win with CMC, if you're like 1-1 or 0-2, and you're taking a self inventory, an honest inventory, Hurts and Chase is a monster trade. It's banking on Burrow being healthy, but you got to understand the risk you're playing with. But it's high upside that you're playing with as well. Watson, Love, Gibbs. Thank you very much, Robert, for the $20 hauler. I'm sorry if I didn't see this one yet until now. Maybe I did get to this one. Did I got Hal and drop Tony for Tank Jaden. Let's see here. Should I go get Hal and drop Tony for Tank? Tank Dell, Jaden Reed, Mims, thanks. I probably go get Tank Dell over the other two, but Mims is very nice as well. So put in a claim for both. And Howell, Watson, Love, let's see. Yeah, I go get Howell. I get Howell as well. Howell's pretty solid for you. Probably more important than the wide receivers, so put those claims in properly. But yeah, you got Love though. I mean, Love's solid, bro. You know, but I don't know that I drop Deshaun Watson either, though. I probably just hold all three. It might be hard to do that, but I don't think I drop Deshaun Watson. I'd probably try and trade him to the QB needy team, you know. Love, Gibbs, Bijan, Brees, Dotson, Christian Watson, JSN, Tony. You got a nice squad here. I wouldn't mind seeing you get like a Pierce on the cheap by trading Watson. Go to the QB needy teams and see if they've got a Pierce. See if they've got a Pickens would have been nice to buy before the week. Players like that we've liked that have been not doing as well. Christian Watson, who you have, but players like that. If you got a follow-up, please let me know. Young, $5 hauler. Burrow, Love, Barkley, Javonte, Herbs. I need a running back for a few weeks. What do you do? Pickens just went off, bro. I'm not saying I want to sell him. You got Burrow, Love. You trade Burrow for a Hall, Burrow for a Gibbs type of move, bro. That's what I'm doing, and I roll with Love. And maybe they want Love, and you go that route as well, but then you got to make sure you're backed up and you got a good quarterback or somebody you could put in there. But because Burrow may not play, he may or may not. We don't know. Everybody's speculating. But Pickens is a nice sell as well. Pickens for Hall, Pickens for Gibbs. Maybe you don't have to touch your quarterback room. Those would be very nice moves, Young. Appreciate your super chat. Conrad, send Nakua, Connor, Roshan Johnson for Gibbs and T. Higgins. Nakua, Connor, Roshan for Gibbs and T. Higgins. I smashed that trade. That's what Puka can get you right now in a trade. It's unbelievable. Puka deserves his flowers, but you can certainly trade him nicely right now. Need a QB, Superflex, 10-man, Purdy, Hall, Mostert, Walker, J.J. St. Brown, A.J. Brown, Bryce Young, Dobbs, Sanders, Cooks, DSN, Reed. Need a QB, Superflex. Look for O'Connell on waivers because he could be starting for the Raiders in like 2, 3, 4 weeks. I really believe that could happen. Purdy, nice. Mostert could get you a decent quarterback. Go try to buy Fields low. Go try to buy. Fields is probably your best target, my man. Using like a Mostert and potentially a Bryce Young. Bryce Young and Mostert for Fields. Miles Sanders and Bryce Young for Fields. All those are good potential throw-ins. Jaden Reed is a good throw-in. I don't move St. Brown. I don't move JJ. I don't sell AJ Brown low. I don't move Hall low. Those are all the players. I move Swift. I don't trade. Everybody else is expendable, Gustavo, and that would be what I would do with that team. I would go after Fields hardcore. I would definitely go after Fields. But look for O'Connell on waivers. He's pretty decent. Taysom Hill is quarterback eligible. You might want to pick up Taysom Hill as well, bro. We should probably put him on the list because Taysom Hill got a nice amount of runs, and he's kind of a QB. Let's put Taysom Hill on here. Let's put Taysom, and I don't even know he qualifies. He's a quarterback and a tight end in a lot of formats. So I want to put him right here, and then I'm also going to put him in the quarterback section because Taysom is available. And in some formats, he's a quarterback and a tight end. It's just an option for super flex people, and so you might want to look into it. CMC and Lamar for Love, ETN, and Gibbs got this offer. So CMC and Lamar for Love, ETN, and Gibbs. Even if we wash Lamar and Love out and we just say Gibbs and ETN for CMC, I kind of feel like you need to get more, Chris. CMC is that valuable, bro. So it's not that I don't like where you're headed with this, but I would definitely try and get more. I think it's smart business to go get more. You deserve more. And Gibbs is that undervalued right now. If you start underselling Christian McCaffrey, you're not going to capitalize. Have Laporta and Kincaid drop one for Hunter Henry. I'm going to say no. I think Laporta and Kincaid are fine. And Laporta, I start, and I feel confident with Laporta versus Henry anyway, and you wait on Kincaid, and a $20 hauler as well from Superfish. Wrong button.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Superfish, can't thank you enough for all your support. Thank you so much. Would love to get love. But who would I drop? Have Jalen Hurts, Bijan, Pollard, Swift. None of those players. You could drop one of the tight ends. You could drop potentially. Pacheco, Algier, probably not. Not if you have Bijan. I would say Pacheco is probably your safest drop. I'd still hold on to Dotson. If you think you'll be good at tight end, drop Kincaid, I suppose, but monitor Kincaid. But I think Pacheco is pretty safe to drop at this current moment in time, given your situation and how small the rosters are. Like, there are RBs available. I venture to say you can't even pick up Ford, right? Just get it done. Thank you for the $5 hauler. Current roster: Fields, Love, Bijan, Gibbs, Kyron. Very good running back stable. Keep the faith there. Your quarterbacks are good. Just start Love for now. Ridley, Evans, Wilson, you're absolutely fine at wide receiver. DJ Moore's an amazing fourth wide receiver. Flowers is unbelievable. Ingram, should I package Kyron and Wilson to upgrade? I think I probably would. I think I would go get an A.J. Brown. I mean, you could get A.J. Brown for Kyron probably right now. Kyron and Flowers, and I don't even know if that's too much. I think A.J. Brown's attainable, and if you want to reach higher, I mean, you should be able to go get a Diggs-type player using Kyron and Garrett Wilson, but you might just be better off going and getting a cheaper A.J. Brown. I love your team, though. Your team's phenomenal. Don't overreact to that team because you got depth, and sometimes hanging on to the depth for a while is a smart play. Let some people get hit with injuries, like the Nick Chubb injury for people is going to make people panic. Hit that thumb up button. 947 of you in here. 330 thumbs up. When we get to 500, I'm giving away a thefantasyfootballshow.com $35 membership, and then I'll give away another one for every 100 that we surpass. Don't forget, we'll be drafting for Underdog Fantasy promo code Smitty. They'll double your first deposit up to $100. Please subscribe click on this and download Underdog now using the code Smitty, which is in the link, and you'll be ready to do the drafting this week where we're going to draft live for week 3 only. It's a nice way to reset your season in some ways. Like, you have a bad season, you can draft anew. And Underdog will be doing like a new second half of the season, it's not just a 1 week thing. They do these things at some point. They might do it this week where you're drafting for weeks 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, all the way down to week 17, and you start over, and it's phenomenal. If you feel like you got hit with injuries and you just had a bad year, you had bad luck, you can start a best ball draft on the season. They start them at a certain week. It might be week 4, 5, 6, or 7 that they do that. So click the link. I'm going to drop in the live chat again right now. I'm going to pin it right now. Boom. Dropped it. Here it is. I'm going to pin it. Make sure you guys... Oops. Let me pin the link. Make sure you guys click that and get signed up ahead of time. Use the link. It'll give you $100, up to $100 bonus match. And make sure you're ready to go for when we do that this week. Not Kwani with the a $2 hauler. Hold on 1 second. Okay, we've got Trade JT. Trade JT and Hawkinson. Let's see. Trade JT, Hawkinson, and McKinnon for Dotson. McKinnon, Dotson. Let's see. Hawkinson, McKinnon, Dotson for Kincaid, JT. Hawkinson, McKinnon, Dotson for Kincaid, JT. I believe Hawkinson's got more value than that, Kwani. I feel like Hawkinson can get you a little more. I like the idea. I just think JT's not worth Hawkinson right now. He might be in a week or two. But I think you need to get more than that and not give up more on top of it. Angus, last one, Smitty, just wanted to know what your thoughts are about having Tyreek and Waddle. I feel it's deadly, but I need your opinion. I'm a Finns fan. I don't know if it's deadly. I think it can hamper you sometimes, right? But it does also kind of like offset if one does bad. I don't think it's... I wouldn't get rid of it just to get rid of it. Like, if you can get an A.J. Brown for Waddle and buy low, I'd probably do it. But if you want to keep Waddle, I understand that as well. If you could, trade somebody like Kyron with Waddle to upgrade into a St. Brown or something like that, would I trade Waddle and something small for Olave? Past that, I'm not, like, freaking out about it. I don't plan to do that. I don't think it's great non-best ball to stack both of them. It's not like best ball. But, trading Nakua for Chase... God, I can't believe we're at this point where, like, you hesitate, you pause, you think about it. I would take Jamar Chase. I'm not saying that can't change, but, like, Cooper Kupp is probably coming back. He may suffer a setback and not come back. But I can't live in a world where I can definitely give Nakua his flowers, but I can't live in a world where I'm not banking on... I'm just not banking on this type of situation, like, not being rectified, this Jamar Chase value that everybody's running from right now. I'm worried about Burrow. I am worried about Burrow, but I'm still going to buy Chase at that value. Underdog changed Tyreek Hill or Taysom Hill to a quarterback post drafts. That sucks. Are you sure? That's weird. Because we drafted him as a tight end for that reason. I'll look into that, but I don't know if that's... He might qualify for both. That's weird if that happened. Maybe there's something in the rules for that, though. I don't know. I didn't look into it that amount of detail. Is Akers dropped to waivers? How much fab? I don't know if he's going to get traded. Just because he wants to get traded doesn't mean there's a market for him. I don't know that he's better than Ford. I don't know he's better than Roshan. Long play Roshan, not now play Roshan. A-Chain I'd rather have than Cam. It's tough. If the Browns acquired him, would Ford even start over him? Probably. So I don't know that that's something that I'm excited about, bro, yet. But could I get there if something happened and the right thing fell a certain way? Sure. 10 PPR, T-Law, Bijan, Monty, Roshan, A-Chain, Dylan, Olave, Wilson, Amari Cooper, McLaurin. Tight end moves. Also, would you do T-Law for Lamar? I'd probably rather have T-Law long term. I know everyone's freaking out, but everybody loved him in week 1. I still love him. But T-Law, Bijan, Monty, Roshan, A-Chain, Dylan, Olave. It's a good team. Maybe trade Amari Cooper and... I don't know that you have much to move. I mean, Amari Cooper for Gibbs, Amari Cooper, McLaurin for Gibbs, Amari Cooper and all your fab dollars, if you can even trade those for Gibbs. Those moves, if you do this T-Law move, T-Law for Lamar, I want more. And maybe that owner's going to say, no way, I want more. But there's not a lot of wiggle room here. Olave... Can't really sell him super high off of tonight, even though he did well. I just don't think anyone's going to overpay. Monty, will someone buy Monty who's going to come back? He'll be back. He'll be out a few weeks. Amari Cooper and Monty for Gibbs. That might be the move. Or for Breece Hall. That might be the move. I like that. Rel with the super chat. Trade Gibbs and Wilson for Pollard and Brown. Gibbs and Wilson for Pollard and Hollywood Brown. I'd probably rather have, Gibbs and Wilson. But it's so tough. You're banking on certain things to play out. There's a risk involved in both sides of that. Montgomery, $10 hauler. Appreciate you for dropping that. Nice. Appreciate you. Okay, Joshua, appreciate you. What is your thoughts on trading Kyle Pitts and Dotson or London or Sutton or Christian Watson for Swift. Lost Eckler and Barkley. Bro, you got hit hard. Thoughts on trading Kyle Pitts and Dotson or London or Sutton or Watson? Keep Watson in London. I would trade Dotson or Sutton or even both of them with Kyle Pitts for Swift. At the end of the day, though, would I trade London for Swift? I probably would in your situation. And would I throw in Kyle Pitts? Probably. But you want to do your very best to not give up too much. This one's from Drone, $10 hauler.
To the moon.
Appreciate you dropping your hauler on screen here. I have Pollard, Walker, Kyron, Connor, Madison. Someone put Hall on the trade block. Who should I send him for Hall? I would send Kyron straight up. I'd send Connor straight up. I'd send Connor and Madison, Kyron and Madison. I'm not trading Pollard or Walker, but definitely would do either one of those. Some people might not. That's why I think that it's doable. But I would. AB. Appreciate you, AB. Jackson, James Cook, Mostert, Diggs, Garrett Wilson, Christian Watson, Mark Andrews, Hollywood Brown, Nico, Jeff Wilson on IR, some running back handcuffs, any moves. James Cook's looking good. I admit he looks a lot better than I thought he was going to be in week 2. Mostert, I would sell high. Mostert and Garrett Wilson for, if you want to get out of Garrett Wilson, you could try and get like a Ridley or an A.J. Brown, even, Mostert and potentially Mark Andrews, and you go a little light at tight end, go tight end shopping. Go Andrews and Mostert for a Gibbs for a Hall. I think that could help. You could definitely use the RB. Thank you, AB. Appreciate you. Cam dropping a super chat here. Appreciate you, Cam. 8-man PPR. 1-1 team is Gibbs, Aaron Jones, Amon-Ra, Diggs, Tyreek. You got a great team. Addison, London, Pitts, DeMonte, Christian Watson, Zay. Any advice to make moves? I would say no. Gibbs and Aaron Jones, you kind of can't sell those guys low, and your receivers are stacked. And I don't know that I want to, unless you're going to trade like Diggs down to A.J. Brown to get like a free Breece Hall or huge quarterback upgrade, like getting, Jalen Hurts in this situation. London and your quarterback for Jalen Hurts. I don't know who your quarterback is. I don't know if you said anywhere. I'm looking around. That would be London's expendable, DeMonte's expendable. Aaron Jones and Dylan for Gibbs and something. Try and get like a Debo or something like that, or a quarterback upgrade. Those are ideas, I suppose. Thank you for your super chat. AB dropping another. Chubb out for rest of season. What's Ford's outlook? It's not as high as I think everyone wants it to be, but it's certainly in the realm of possibility that he totally over impresses. I think it's possible. I think he's like around James Cook, which is pretty good. I don't think that's horrible. I just don't know that he's locked to be James Cook good for the rest of the season, but that's where I think his ceiling value kind of feels. T-Law, Richardson, Hall, Gibbs, Swift, JT. I love the Swift, JT, Gibbs, Hall running back stack. That's a really, really crafty crew. T-Law, A. Richardson. Hopefully Anthony Richardson can play for you. And T-Law can gain some future trade value. KD, that might be where I think I lean in terms of letting your quarterbacks gain value. Amon-Ra, Olave, Garrett Wilson, Addison. I like this team. I probably don't move much. I think you've got a really solid team. I don't know that I want to trade anything that you have here, unless you could trade Algier, which you could have done last week, but this week probably not. Kelly, you could have traded last week, but probably can't this week. Addison's very tradable. If I could trade like Addison and Garrett Wilson to go get a potential Ridley, I would do that. Or a quarterback upgrade if you could throw Addison in to get Jalen Hurts somehow using Anthony Richardson. Some people are very intrigued by Richardson, as they should be, but maybe you can sell high and get Jalen Hurts on the cheap. Tua in London for Kamara. It's costly, but could save you and win you a league if you need RBs and you've got tons of wide receiver depth and Tua's your second quarterback. That could be a phenomenal trade. Superfish, appreciate you with your $20 hauler again. This one's from R3D. Any moves? 12 team. Dak, Love, Bijan, Aaron Jones, Kyron, Zach Moss, CD, Keenan Allen, Laporta to the moon. Okay. Love's your starter. Bijan and Aaron Jones. Kyron's pretty crafty. Zach Moss has some trade value. CD bounce back hardcore. I'd be tempted to take like a Keenan Allen and turn it into A.J. Brown. I'd be tempted to trade a CD and downgrade into A.J. Brown to get some sort of like Kyron Williams to Gibbs or Hall upgrade. Those would be kind of the ideas I would have R3D. And I think if you take it in that direction with those teams, you'll cook up something and bring it back and have a pretty solid trade. I just don't know who they have, but that's the kind of thinking I would take into it. Traded Keenan Allen for K9 and Algier. I'd rather have K9 and Algier. I think you did good there. That's a good move. Caleb with the super chat. Should I trade Lamar for Olave and start Love? I would 100% do that. That might be league winning right there. Superfish with another one. Thank you, Smitty. You're the best. No, you are the best, Superfish, and I can't thank all of you for continuing to support this channel and help this channel grow. We have 900 people in here, 353 thumbs up. I'll tell you what, we get to 400 thumbs up, I'll give away a thefantasyfootballshow.com membership, the $35 package. So we just need to hit 400 thumbs up. I'll still give one away at every 100 mark. So if we hit 500, I'll give away 2 total ones. So if we hit 600, I'll give away 3 total. So we just need about 45 more thumbs up, and we're going to give one away. And I'll tell you how at the end. Currently 1-on-1 squads are AR5, Purdy, Bijan, Gibbs, A.J. Brown, St. Brown, Ferguson. Bench, Brees, Javonte, Judy, JSN, Addison. Should I try and make a trade? I'd probably say with this team, you know, you're kind of banking on your running backs balling out. You're banking on these wide receivers balling out, and I don't want you to trade any of these guys. You're a wait and see, Brees Hall. You're a wait and see. This team is a wait and see. It sucks you can't use one of your bench players, but unless you're trading Addison and Javonte or maybe Addison and A.J. Brown to get a better wide receiver, but I still like A.J. Brown a lot. I think he's a great buy low. Addison and A.J. Brown for like Diggs and up. Addison and Javonte for a... What could you even get with that? AR-15 and Addison for Jalen Hurts. Maybe you like AR-5 enough, but that would be something I would look at. Hurts. Addison and Anthony Richardson for Hurts. Cooper Kupp, Pierce, Musgrave for A.J. Brown, Roschon. Give me A.J. Brown, Roschon, because A.J. Brown is more secure than Cooper Kupp. We don't know what Cooper Kupp's going to be. That's an amazing trade. They offered me Evans and ETN for Bijan. It's a decent offer, but I'm not trading Bijan. That's a decent offer. I mean, that's a really solid one, but I'm not trading Bijan. Caleb with the $20 hauler. Let's go.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Caleb, appreciate you. 10-teamer, Lamar, Chubb, Henry, Debo, Christian Watson, Waller, Brees Hall, Dotson, Khalil Herbert, JSN, Javonte. I'm thinking of trading Lamar for Olave, then trying 2 for 1 for Henry. Thoughts? Taking action after Chubb. Nice work. I like it. Olave, go get him. That's fantastic. You got Jordan Love. This is why you drafted him. 2 for 1s for Henry. Go. Targets are Brees Hall, Jahmyr Gibbs, Kamara, JT, and then start looking at the team to see what second player. Debo, Christian Watson, what can you add in to the JT, to the Kamara, to the Brees Hall, to the Gibbs side, because Henry does command the 2 players. So start off with your anchor running backs that you're going after, and then work down from there and add those packages and bring them back. Smitty, I thank you for the super chat, bro. Appreciate you. To the moon, Caleb.
To the moon.
Caleb to the straight up moon. I just traded Kyron for A.J. Brown.
Got him.
That's not to disrespect Kyron. Kyron looks really, really good, but that's a nice move, especially if you're looking for a wide receiver. Nice job. Appreciate you. Want to offer Garrett Wilson, McLaurin for A.J. Brown, Watson. I do that. I Smitty approve that. That's a good move. That's a really good move. This one's from Just Get It Done. Goff, Fields, or Love. I'm gonna go with Love moving forward. He's a moon man for a reason. He's a moon man for a reason. He's on the Moon Man, rolling Moon Man list.
The Moon Men, dropping loads in outer space.
And not to mention, he's one of the most, drafted The Fantasy Football Show people out there because, we talked him up all offseason. I'm a little disappointed we didn't put him on the preseason Moon Man list, but $10 hauler from Zach. Keenan Allen looked like a steal for me in the 6th round. What are your thoughts about him? In that territory, that's fantastic.
To the moon.
And thank you for the super chat. But he was getting taken in like the 3rd round in a lot of drafts, so that's crazy you got him there. Would I entertain going and getting A.J. Brown? Would I entertain getting Jahmyr Gibbs? Yes, I would. But that doesn't mean he's a bust. It's just a matter of him getting hurt. He's a great player, and he's in a good situation. Hey, Smitty, was offered Fields and Justin Jefferson for my Hurts and Gibbs. Fields and JJ for Hurts and Gibbs. Jeez. If accepted, my running backs would be Bijan and Kamara. Oh. What does the chat think on this one? Can I get a vote on this one? Can we get a vote on this one, please? Let's see what people think. Would you rather have JJ and Fields or Hurts and Gibbs? Let's vote on this for Clem. Let's see what we can do for this one. Please. To cast a vote. This one's near impossible to decide on. It's everything's going to revolve around Fields on that. 2 brutal Monday nights with the caliber of players we lost. Can only hope that we make a full recovery. Thank you, Superfish. I don't think Chubb's going to be hard-pressed to ever play again. The recovery he's going to have. Hurts is my boy, says Jonathan. JJ and Fields side. JJ side. JJ side. JJ side. Hurts and Gibbs. JJ Fields. Hurts side. JJ Fields. This is a kind of a torn. I'd probably bank on the Fields and JJ side personally. I've rolled the dice. Jacobs and Addison for. So thank you, Claim. I appreciate you. Trust your gut though. The chat's very, very torn. Hurts side easy. Fields and JJ side. JJ 100%. Everybody's all over the place on this one. Trust your gut because we're all torn on that one. And I couldn't even give you a straight answer right away. It's that I'm not torn. I'd probably bet on the JJ side. Jacobs and Addison for Chase. I would take Chase, but there is some risk involved. But I would take it on, honestly. But you got to decide that for yourself. We could find out tomorrow Joe Burrow's out for 3 weeks. We could find out tomorrow that he's going to play. So it's tough to make that move right now. But would I do it? I probably would. Have Diggs. Should I offer Fields and DJ Moore for Allen? Yes. I would take Josh Allen in a heartbeat. That's a really good trade for you. And Josh, with the final super chat. Smitty, don't kill me on this, but what do you think? Garrett Wilson, Jahmyr Gibbs in London for Kyron and Jamar Chase. I don't hate that, bro. I don't hate that. Like if Jamar Chase has Burrow all year, the Kyron side could win this trade. But what if Joe Burrow, and I'm not saying I do or don't take it. I'm just saying what if that's how confusing it is right now. If Joe Burrow is out for 3 weeks or something, we are in trouble. So I think Garrett Wilson's grossly undervalued. I think he has 2 touchdowns and everybody keeps calling him not a wide receiver 1. I think Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be a top 5 to 10 running back still at some point. It hopefully happens in week 3. His opportunities now. And I think London bounced back hardcore. At the end of the day, it's risky. It's risky banking on Jamar Chase right now. Can I get a vote here from everybody in the chat on this one? Who here would rather have and bank on Kyron and Chase or rather have Garrett Wilson, Jahmyr Gibbs in London? Can I get the chat to vote on this $10 hauler from Josh? $10 haulers get moonshots.
To the moon.
Appreciate you, Josh. Please vote on that one, guys. That one's a tough one. Tough one. Gibbs is a 3rd round bust. We'll see, Omar. It's 2 weeks in, bro. And we knew he was going to be eased in. Like, we knew this, just like Breece Hall was going to be eased in and people call him a bust. Like, we all knew what time it was. And I said this before the season started, that if Gibbs and Hall started off slow, Everybody that knows the game plan, knows what time it is, says, yeah, I'll be patient, Smitty. I was like, oh my God, do I get rid of him? Do I get rid of him? It's crazy. Gibbs side, Chase side, Gibbs side, Chase, Kyron, Smitty, Chase. Totally split, Joshua. you're I don't want to say you're on your own on that one, but I'd probably take the combo players, because what if London, plays like a top 12 wide receiver? Head hunting Chubb owner offer Moss and Kelly for his Higgins. Absolutely. He is 0-2, no good running backs. I'd offer a little bit more, Pyro, for sure, if he says no, because he might be like, no way, but I definitely would be poking around at that. That's not a bad move at all. I think it's very crafty. Punch that thumb up button, guys. 376 thumbs up. 900 of you in here. Swift for Herbert. I would rather have... if you need a quarterback, this isn't a bad move. If you need a running back, this isn't a bad move, Gustavo. That's an even trade, essentially. But, value-wise, Swift has a tiny bit more value of drafting today in a straight draft. Kyron, Amari for Justin Herbert, DJ Moore, Javonte. Kyron, Amari. I take the Herbert side because I think DJ Moore is arguably as good as Amari on the year. We can't worry so much about what's happened. We have to be predictive here. I dropped B-Rob, full load drop. I don't know that he's a full load drop, Benji. It depends what other players are out there. Like, I think B-Rob is pretty solid. I know I said I didn't know how much I loved him this week, and for that I'm sorry. But I don't know that he's full load drop material. I would say he's definitely a guy I'd maybe pick up in the right spot, depending on who you drop and everything. But I still don't drop like Roche. I think Roshan's going to be good. He's a patient play. Derrick Henry for Devontae Smith and Javonte. I think you should get more. I think Devontae Smith is amazing, but I think you should get more. It's not bad. You're just waiting on Javonte. You know what I'm saying? It's not like Javonte's doing it yet. You're almost selling Javonte or buying Javonte as if he's doing something yet. Tank Dell is there too. I like Tank Dell a lot. Tank Dell is pretty close, bro. He's very, very close. Javonte looked bad, Vamp said. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm not writing him off by any means, but I'm still unsure of when or if, an unfolding happens. It's tough. I'm Tay. Is Najee droppable? No. What do you do with them? You hold them or you trade them. Brandon, you're live. Turn the show down in the background if you could. Brandon, you're live. What can I do for you?
Hey, what's up, man? Do you have any time for a full team breakdown?
Not a full team. Just hit me with something verbal, bro.
Okay, so I ended up dumping the fab on Puka last week, and then today I literally picked up Jerome Ford right before the game started. I'll need to get a wide receiver. Do you think I should trade both of those? Do you think I should try to package them with something else to try to rank up a little bit?
Go to the Chubb owner, see if they've got like an A.J. Brown or underrated player. Like, would I trade Puka? Some might argue that Puka is worth more than A.J. Brown, and I can't fault anybody for thinking that. But you could buy low. You could sell both of them, Puka and freaking Jerome Ford, to a hampered running back owner for like Ridley right now. Ridley didn't have the biggest game, and people are so fickle. You could use that to upgrade a quarterback unless you have a top quarterback.
Yeah, well, the problem is the Chubb owner had Barkley as well, but his best wide receiver is only like DJ Moore.
Yeah, I'd rather have Puka than DJ Moore right now. But I do like DJ Moore a lot. But you got to value Puka where he is currently.
Okay.
All right, Brandon. Appreciate you. Come back with some offers. What?
Thank you, man.
Yeah, later. The Redwood. You're live. Then I'm out of
Hey,
here.
what's going on, Steve?
I'm just tired, bro. We'll be back tomorrow with week 3 content for sure.
For sure. So my dilemma is that Kyron Williams and Swift, they're both on the waivers. I'm like 3, so I should probably get one of them. I have both of them submitted, but which one should I prioritize?
Swift, bro. I mean, I like Kyron. They're both very, very good, but Swift is full load droppage. But if you're in the waiver,
PPR, does that make any difference or no?
Half PPR. I mean, maybe it gets him a little closer.
Yeah.
But
I saw he had like 10 targets, so I was like, oh.
Yeah, he looks fantastic, bro.
And then let's see, I had another question too. I lost it. Anyway, no, that's good then.
All right, Redwood, call in tomorrow, bro. Phone lines will be open and everything on that, and we'll probably be live. I imagine we'll have a breaking news show tomorrow on something, you know.
Yeah. No, I'm tired too, man.
All right, later, bro. Rock out. What's up, pal?
Yeah, get this. The Olave game, I won that game.
Nice job, Rock out. Good job, bro.
And then another game, my opponent had a Briar move, and he only had 1 catch, so I won that game.
Nice job, Rock out. Way to rebound, bro.
Yeah, 1-1 in those.
Nice job. Anything else before I jump out of here?
Yeah, with Burrow, should I play Love this coming week?
Yes, absolutely. No matter what the news is on Burrow, you got to start Love. And if he gets Christian Watson back, we might be looking at a top 6, top 5 quarterback. He's already there anyway, but...
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
All right, Rock out. I'm starting the timer, so let's give you 30 more seconds, and then we're in 30-second mode because I got a lot of callers on hold, and I got to get out of here. So, Rock out. 30 seconds. Go.
So, with Javonte, it's going to take a couple more weeks, or...
I don't know, bro. I wish I knew what was in store for Javonte. None of us know. None of us have a clue. And I wish I did know, but I don't. I'm watching it. I have no idea what Sean Payton's going to do. I have no trust in Sean Payton either. So it's a tough spot to be in, man. We just got to wait. You either wait on him or there's nothing else to do. No one's buying Javonte. So it's a hold. He's a hold. He's a stash. You hope you get some sort of like potential trade value later, and that's it. That's the end of the story. Like there's nothing to do with him.
How about McLaurin?
Sick Nasty, are you out of here? Appreciate you, Sick Nasty. McLaurin, you got to hold him too. No one's going to overpay for him either. All right, Rock out. Appreciate you calling tomorrow, pal.
I appreciate it.
All right. What's up? Let's go over to Travis real quick before I restart the timer. Travis, what's up?
Just 2 quick things. One, would you still trade Kyron for Gibbs, right?
Yes, I still would. I can you know what I got to do walking into these next couple of weeks is be careful to not, I think the lesson for me, and not that I feel like that I can't be crazy hard stance on something, but like right now I'm trying to be ultra careful in this certain volatile state of like when someone says, would you trade Puka for Jamar Chase? And instead of going, oh, of course, we got to understand Burrow is a wild card right now that could make Puka outscore Chase for 4 straight weeks. So I'm trying to be careful and say, oh, Kyron can't be better than Jahmyr Gibbs. The truth is he could. Kyron, it could take 1 or 2 more weeks for Kyron to look different. Like right now, we're looking at Kyron from really? Could he be? And if he does this for 2 or 3 more weeks, we might be looking at Kyron from a totally different lens. Like he could look like Superman all of a sudden, like that. But he could also fall off the face of the earth. So I would take the gamble on Jahmyr because 2 weeks in without getting the volume, and everybody and their mother loved Jahmyr Gibbs coming out of week 1. Are we really ready? And I know you aren't, but I'm just saying as a fantasy community in general, the major fantasy football populace, are we ready to let 1 week make everyone think that they don't have an interest in even using him? I just don't buy it, bro. But I'm definitely willing to go get Gibbs at his current price right now without much of a hesitation whatsoever.
All right, and just the other thing, in terms of waivers, would you prioritize Ford over Dell? In the league, I lost Chubb, so.
Would I prioritize? Say it again.
Ford over Tank Dell for waivers.
Probably because he's an RB, and RBs are just so hard to come by right now. All right, Travis. What?
The last thing I was just going to mention was, have you heard anything about St. Brown having like turf toe or a plate in his cleat? Or I'm hearing all this crap about it. So
Yeah, there's not a lot going on other than he had cramps and stuff. So.
All right, thanks.
But more tomorrow on St. Brown if there's more. Appreciate you, man. Later. Next up is Ninja. Ninja, you got 30 seconds.
What's good, yo? So the two quarterback lead, should I go with Sam Howell instead of Justin Fields? And do you think I should get Tank Dell and drop Dotson for Dell?
Dotson for Dell? No. I would pick up Dell, but I'm not dropping Dotson after 2 weeks of football. And I'm certainly not going to start Sam Howell over Fields yet. Fields still had 2 touchdowns. Like he's still capable of scoring 45, 50 points in his next game. Am I worried about him taking the next step? Do I think Fields helps the Bears win the division? No. I think we got to let go of that right now. Could he still, like last year, start off really bad and then have 5 straight weeks of scoring 40-plus fantasy points per week and running for over 120, 150 yards? If Fields runs for 165 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground, everyone's going to love him again. But if I had Jordan Love, I'm putting Jordan Love in a millisecond. But Howell, I like Howell. You guys know I like Howell, but I'm still going to start Fields this coming week. Could change.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate you, man. Later. All right, that's Ninja. Ben, you got 30 seconds. Go.
Hey, Smitty, what's up?
What's up?
I've got Barkley in one of my home leagues. The rest of my team is looking pretty good going to week 3, but yeah, with Barkley doubtful. I've got Nico Collins and Zay Flowers. Is there anybody you think I should go trade for, running back wise?
For those guys, I don't know that they're going to get you much, but of course you try for Hall and Gibbs and so on. But Pierce is a very attractive go-get right now. Nico for Pierce. I really like Pierce. I think people are freaking out on Pierce too much. I don't know that he bounces back, but I do know he's a good value. If Pierce were on waivers, I'd tell you to go get him over Nico if that makes you feel better about it. But I think his owners might be at their end with him too. He's a risk, but he's a good risk to take. All right, thanks, Ben. Call him tomorrow. Appreciate you. Gustavo, you're live. 30 seconds, Gustavo.
Hey, Smitty, what's up? I'm 0-2 in a 2-quarterback super flex. I have Purdy, Brees Hall, Walker, A.J. Brown, Jefferson, St. Brown, Njoku, Ferguson, Bryce Young, and Monster. And on my bench, I have Swift. I need a quarterback. What do you think I should do? You told me Justin Fields, but Scott has Justin Fields. He won't give it to me.
Give me the options, though. You told me you need a quarterback, but what are the options? Fields is not available, so who else?
I want the guy that has Barkley. He has Tua, and he has Justin Herbert, and he has Joe Burrow.
Tua, Herbert, Burrow.
And then this other guy has 4 quarterbacks. He has Allen, Goff, and Geno Smith.
Tua, Herbert, and who? Tua, Herbert, and
let me see. Tua, Herbert, and Burrow.
I'll probably go get Burrow or Tua. Tua might be cheap. After week 2, I bet you his owner, because he has so many quarterbacks, will be willing to give him up. I'd probably go after.
What do I offer for him?
throw out a couple ideas. What are your ideas here? Then I gotta run.
I was thinking to move Monster out of there.
Monster? Who's Monster? Who's Monster? Mostert?
Mostert, yes.
Mostert? You call Mostert Monster? I'm good with that. All right, yeah, move Monster. Monster for Tua or Burrow. Smash, Gustavo. And then call him tomorrow, pal. Tell me if you got it done.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, and if you got to go like around those players, sure, I'm fine with that. Okay, Chris from Vegas, what's up, my guy?
Hey, Smitty, how you doing?
Oh,
I just
I'm
wanted
alright.
to tell you that Olave saved you this week in our league matchup, and Breeze hurt me. So, but I tried to sneak in Hunter Henry and Josh Reynolds. Oh, not Josh Reynolds, but Reynolds from the Lions. I snuck them in on you at the last second there, but
Yeah,
it wasn't
I'm
enough.
sorry about the
You
loss.
beat me by a point.
I know there was some controversy in our league because there was a trade offer that was up and it went through and it got pushed through, but it got pushed through ahead of the normal process. So I told them do whatever is normal with the league. But congrats on the almost win. And bro, I don't know that league. That's the league I got JT in. And
It's the one with Reebok Joe.
yeah, I'm hoping JT comes in and saves me. But nice try though. You got anything for this week, bro? Any questions?
Yeah, with all these running backs going down, I mean, have you heard anything about Kareem Hunt at all, possibly? And then what did you think about the guy Ford from the Browns tonight?
I think that if you're the Cleveland Browns, you're not going to bring in Kareem Hunt to replace Ford. Ford has earned it. Ford is the reason, they put him there for a reason. So I don't think a player of that caliber is going to come in and take the job. Could they sign Hunt? And he doesn't have a job. He probably wants money. Could they again? I had my modem restarted right in the middle of that. So hopefully you guys didn't leave yet. We're still good. Anybody still there? Okay. As far as those super chats, let me get on over to the super chats real quick and answer the ones that I have on here. I hope I got to everybody's super chat and got them on the screen here before they cut out. I don't know what other super chats were dropped recently. Late to the show, but picking season. Thank you, Riviera. Zachary, appreciate you. Got the Bijan, Gibbs, Brees, Amon-Ra, Puka, Kincaid, Pitts, Jaden Reed, Gainwell, any of those moves. Zachary, appreciate your $9 hauler. My stream cut out for a minute, and so I lost some of the super chats when there's some reading it from the chat here. Got T-Law, Bijan, Gibbs, Brees. As far as trades, bro, I like your team. I think I sit on that unless you can trade Puka for like something crazy, man. I'm talking like getting A.J. Brown and above. I would consider that, but I think I sit on that. Would you trade Swift for Gibbs? But Zachary, I don't know. I mean, looking at the squad, you've got guys that you can't really sell. You got to wait on them. So that's why I'm telling you to wait. You can't sell T-Law. I wouldn't sell Bijan. You can't sell Gibbs. You can't sell Brees. Those guys don't have value. Amon-Ra had kind of a down week. It's like Puka for a big gun or not at all. And would I even keep Puka? Yeah. Would you trade Swift for Gibbs? I'd rather have Vamp. That's such a tough question. I'd rather have Vamp. That's a tough one. I'd rather have Gibbs. I'd rather have Gibbs, my guy. And this is from Wayne Rich. I don't know if let me see if I got caught up on the super chats here late to the show. Appreciate your Riviera. This one right here got T-Law, Bijan. Okay, I think I'm caught up. I think I got all the super chats on here before my stream crashed, and so I had them saved. Would you trade Swift for Gibbs? I think I would take Gibbs, but I think you get more though. You know what I mean? So like when I say that, make sure you're getting more with it if you're doing that trade, or you're keeping, the Gibbs side and you're just not trading them. But just wanted to send a super chat for the FF GOAT. Appreciate you, Casio, my guy, dropping a $2 hauler. Waiting London for Mixon. I would rather have London, but if you need an RB, I understand this move. It's a good move if you need an RB, even though I don't love Mixon. It's a good move if you need a wide receiver. If Joe Burrow does go out, maybe they try and run the ball a lot and maybe he does well or something. I don't know. I'm just not a huge Mixon believer, right? I think he gets hurt. He's slowed down. Just wanted to send a super. Oh, I already got to that one. Thank you, Casio. Appreciate you dropping that. This one right here is from Rillo. Rillo says, trade Judy, Pacheco, Burks for Love and Hunter Henry. Judy, Pacheco, Burks for absolutely. Add Puka, full load drop. If Puka's still available in your league, Rillo, you're in a grandma league, but that's okay. You need to do a full load drop on Puka. Jared with the super chat here. Jared says, picked Ford up before the game. Now have Lamar, Love, Tua, Saquon, Kamara, Swift, Ford, Kincaid. I like that. As far as trades, Waller before he gets hurt, and then use Kincaid. That would be my advice. Start Love, maybe trade Lamar and Waller to the QB needy team that probably is tight end needy as well, bro. I'm almost guaranteeing you that everyone's got bad quarterback and tight end problems right now. No pun intended. And you could go out there and get yourself some sort of Saquon replacement. JT using Waller, I like it. Kamara, you've already got him. Go upgrade your wide receiver room a tiny bit using Lamar or Waller, and use the other one to get JT, or use Lamar and Waller to get an absolute gun at wide receiver. Get a monster, gunslinger. Appreciate you. Wade, and appreciate you, my guy. Thank you, Riviera, who was late to the show, dropping your super chat. Thank you, Casillo, for dropping yours. Thank you, Jared, for dropping your super chat. Appreciate all of you guys for coming in strong. Casillo, thank you again so much, my guy. You guys absolutely rock. I think I'm caught up on all the super chats. Vampy, appreciate you. The one before that was Wenrich, or whatever his name was. Thank you, pal. Appreciate you very much. Sorry if I didn't get your name right. And that's all she wrote. Did I miss anybody's super chat? If anybody has a super chat that's outstanding, can you please tell me what it was, and I can answer it real quick. Rax Poker, you're live. You're the last caller. What can I do for you?
Oh, perfect. I don't really have a question. I just wanted to say, I've been watching you for over a year, and by far the best fantasy football content you could find. There's nobody else, allowing us to call in and express ourselves and talk to you one-on-one. And for everyone giving Smitty a hard time about changing the Moon Man list, you guys got to give Smitty a break. Is he 100% right? No. But is anybody? No. The whole name of the game is to adjust and adapt and pick the best course of action. And Smitty, personally, want to thank you because, you helped me win my fantasy football league last year with the Hurt and the Kenneth Walker call. And everybody, let's it was just really disturbing to see how many people were giving you crap about changing the Moon Man list, for you to adjust and adapt and make the best calls of action. And we come to you for advice, really good advice. And I think we should all just kick back, let Smitty do what he's going to do. This is his content and his stuff to put out. So, that's all I wanted to say is,
I appreciate that.
You have a big crowd rooting for you, Smitty.
I appreciate that. And just to be clear, though, just for anybody that's maybe just coming in and they don't know what he's talking about in terms of changing the Moon Man list, I'm not even changing the Moon Man list, though. You know what I mean? Like, I'm merely creating an in-season version for everybody. Like, what I did was I came in and I said, okay, the Moon Man list preseason is locked in. The Marsman list preseason is locked in. But why not create an in-season rolling, always updating in-season version, an always updated, rolling, ever-changing Marsman in-season list on top of I already did the Moonmen list. The Moonmen and Marsman list are locked in and done. That's in the past. It's so funny to me that people had a problem with me creating 2 new lists for people that could help them right now that are just refreshed and constantly updated. Think of it like when you go into the Underdog app and you've already placed your high or low contest. And then now they say, you know what? On top of that, we're going to give you a chance to, in the middle of the game, create a new high or low. And you see the ups and downs and you see everything moving and updating constantly. Like, why would you not want to offer that? Not everybody needs it. Maybe somebody doesn't want to watch the show during the season, whatever. But like the fact that people were getting upset because I created yet another rolling in-season list to help them now was just, it was head-scratching to me as well. But not everybody, a lot of people in here love it. It's just, it's 4 or 5 loud people, but it was a little irritating. It's like, here I am saying, you know what? Let's create a new rolling in-season Moonman list, a new rolling in-season Marsman list, The other ones are locked. What good are they? There's cobwebs on them right now. We have them for record. We can reflect on them whenever we want. But now, we've got a new rolling that will add to lists that will take players on and off of. We have a new
He's on a shuttle to Mars.
Marsmen list.
Marsmen.
And we'll continue to add and change it. I just don't, to me it was shocking, bro. How many people were upset about it?
You have to adjust and adapt in fantasy football, and you have to adjust and adapt in life. You know, if people are uncomfortable with that, I mean, I guess it is what it is. But that's all I wanted to say, and I'll be here tomorrow, Smitty.
Yeah. Hey, appreciate your racks. Later, bro. Yeah, it was funny, but I look, a majority of you love it, but it's just like, it was funny. Upset because I'm trying to create new lists for people to help them. Trade Jake, it's like everyone's like, you're covering it up. I'm not covering anything up. I have them. I can show them at any moment I want. But what good is to give you a list that's locked in and unchanged when we feel differently about certain players? Aaron Rodgers went down. Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall can't hold the exact same value they did. So I'm here to adjust and adapt. And guess who still made the Moon Man list? The man known as Breece Hall.
Dropping loads and
Mark, you're the last caller. What can I do for you?
Hey, Smitty.
Yeah.
So I have Joe Burrow. Would you trade Pickens for Kirk Cousins?
That's a understandable move. Do I think that could work out for you, given right now that you're worried about Joe Burrow? It could save your season. It could also cost you an excellent wide receiver 3 that could play like a wide receiver 2, but I get why you do it. I think I'm okay with it.
Okay. And what about if I asked him to throw in Gabe Davis?
The more you can get thrown in, the more I like it, of course. You know? But I don't feel like that's a horrible move if you need a quarterback. But the thing is, will it hurt you if Joe Burrow's fine all year? Yeah, because you get rid of Pickens. I still start Joe Burrow over Cousins. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But,
and just to hit all my bases, on the waiver wire there are people like Sam Howell, C.J. Stroud, Ritter, Tannehill, Mac Jones. Better than trading, or what do you think?
I pick up Howell and probably hold. But that's me. I mean, let's let it play out. Like, if Burrow goes down, is this guy still going to trade you? Yeah. So why don't you wait until the news settles tomorrow? And if Burrow's looking out, then you're in desperate need. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's the
Sounds
smart
good.
move.
Advice, Smitty.
Yeah, smart move for you is just to wait. Let's see what Joe Burrow's looking like. And then if you're in desperation mode, then you start throwing Pickens around for that type of move, okay? All right, later, bro. Appreciate you. Matt, Super Chat. Thank you. Shade, stay on. We stay tuned in. Ha, ha, ha. Shade, stay on for the haters. Appreciate you. Thank you for dropping your Super Chat. He appreciates the content at night. Content appreciates you. Lamar Waller for AJB. Lamar and London for Ridley. I probably, if Lamar's your second quarterback, like you got Love, I assume, then Lamar and Waller for AJB, Lamar and London for Ridley. I'd probably take either one of those. Probably rather have, I feel like you could trade Lamar for AJB straight up, though. Give up something smaller than adding Waller in, and Lamar and London for Ridley. I'd probably do that one more so, like if you're going to be giving up the two of them. John, thank you for your super chat. I don't see a message attached, but I'll try and look real quick. And JFam, trade Jacobs Addison now. I have trade Jacobs Addison. Now I have T-Law, Bijan, Etienne, Hill, Chase, Pickens. It's a good team. It's a good team, bro. You're going to be fine. You got a good quarterback crew, I believe. You start Love now. Hill, Chase, hopefully Burrow's in and not out. Pickens looks great. Christian Watson's going to look great. Rashad White and Pickens, Rashad White and Watson, potentially could be a move for you to go get an A.J. Brown, potentially, to go get an Etienne. I'm sorry, a Breece Hall or Gibbs. You know, Gabe Davis and freaking Rashad White or I guess Rashad White and that's a tough one. Rashad White and Pickens for Gibbs, probably. That works. This is John. John dropping the super. John says, was offered Puka and Goddard for Kenneth Walker and Mark Andrews. Puka and Goddard for Kenneth Walker, Mark Andrews. I'm probably taking Kenneth Walker and Mark Andrews. I think that's buying Puka a little high. Got Cooper on IR. My only other wide receivers are Mike Thomas and Hollywood. Those are your only other wide receivers? I probably sell Mark Andrews for like a Debo or A.J. Brown, bro. But Puka and Goddard, I don't know that I do that because you don't know it helps you that you have Kupp and Puka, but I don't know, bro. I don't know that that's the right move. Like, I get the idea of wanting to go get Puka, but at that cost, Kenneth Walker, that's too much for me. All right, guys, appreciate every single one of you. I'll be back tomorrow. If I missed a super chat for some weird reason, I checked it off wrong, please drop it in the comment of this video once the video ends. And to get that, we went over a 406 thumbs up. So go to my Instagram on my most recent Instagram post and put football emojis, multiple football emojis, and tag 3 people in the comments. Go to my Instagram, The Fantasy Football Show. Go to my most recent post, put a bunch of football emojis, tag 3 people. If you don't tag 3 people, you're not going to be eligible. And I'm going to go select one person because we got over 400 likes that wins a thefantasyfootballshow.com membership. The one without the text device, but you'll get the $35 package, which is all the content and rankings. Go to The Fantasy Football Show on Instagram, the most recent post, football emojis, tag 3 friends, and I'll pick a winner and put the winner on my stories tonight. Appreciate every single one of you. Sorry to all of you who lost Barkley. Sorry to all of you who lost Nick Chubb. We have one more super chat rolling in from Gene Carlo. $20 hauler from the Gene Meister.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Gene Carlo coming in strong at the end like an absolute monster. Thank you, Travis Rowe and Sick Nasty, for moderating. You guys are absolute monsters. Appreciate you. I'm going to put these comments at an angle here because I feel like it's monotonous to see them straight and lined up with everything else. I think this looks good like that. All right, Smitty, we talked about this personally after 2-week Puka and Kupp for Kamara. What's this? We talked to this personally after 2 weeks Puka and Kupp and Kamara. What is the question here, though? Giancarlo, what is the question here? I'm going to wait for Giancarlo to respond because it's just, Smitty, we talked to this personally after 2 weeks, Puka and Kupp and Kamara. What's the question? Giancarlo says Walker. It's another one from Giancarlo. Walker and DK for Puka and Kupp and Kamara. Okay, so I think this is what you're trying to say. Walker and DK for Puka, Kupp, and Kamara. I want Puka, Kupp, and Kamara over Walker and DK. It is what it is, bro. It is what it is. You know, because you have the 2 wide receivers, Puka and Kupp. I think Puka's equivalent to DK, if not better. And if he's not, that means Kupp's back. And Kamara over Walker, or Kamara equals Walker once he's back. And I might even like Kamara a little bit more. Give me the Puka side, bro. Give me the Puka side.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Giancarlo, appreciate you, my main man, for dropping the Double super chats there at the end of the night. You guys absolutely rock. I'll see y'all tomorrow. I'm sure we have a breaking news show tomorrow. I'm sure there's some Nick Chubb and Barkley. And before we go, let me, that Puka side is better. Give me the Puka. Give me the Puka. Nick Chubb likely done for the season after suffering significant injury. We know that. Thank you, Adam Schefter. I'm almost positive Nick Chubb is going to be. If you look at the injury, and I know everybody didn't want to see this injury when I put it on screen earlier, but caution, don't look if you're squeamish about this kind of stuff. But if you look at that, it bent to the direction of, see this MCL right here? The MCL right here on the inside of the knee. That MCL was bent like this. And you can see this right here stretching. If I took this and went and made a right angle, this would snap. So his MCL almost certainly snapped. The ACL, the PCL, the meniscus, you can see pinching right here. And this is for education purposes. You guys don't have to watch if you don't want to. A lot of people are like, take it off the screen, take it off the screen. This is educational purposes. You can see this right here pulling. You can see the meniscus right here getting pinched, the padding. He tore meniscus here. He snapped the MCL almost definitely. Probably snapped the ACL and the PCL because there's just no way it can be intact at that angle. And the only thing that might be intact is his LCL, which is probably really bad as well. And he separated his knee and probably potentially separated and stretched this patellar tendon out because it's going to be like this. And who knows how that's going to be. His entire knee was mangled. There's just probably no way he comes back like even next year early on at all. So prayers up to Nick Chubb. Horrible, horrible, horrible injury. And you hate to see it, man. You hate to see it. It is awful. And by the way, Denny, I don't know if Denny's watching right now. Denny has been in my comment section bad-mouthing me because Denny tried to call into the show on a premiere. And I don't know what he was doing, what kind of state of mind he was in, but we had a premiere where your boy wasn't live, and he was dialing the phone line, and I wouldn't pick up because I wasn't live. It was a live premiere. And he's like, Smitty won't answer my call. Denny's going crazy in the comments. I don't know why. Denny, the phone line's open. You want to call in and air out the dirty laundry here. But Denny's just been in the comments saying Smitty's a liar. Denny turned on me. Like, very disappointing. Denny, call in. The phone line's open. I never ignored a Denny call in my life, except for when he's been in timeout, openly. And this man's just in the comments getting all throwing dots left and right. Denny, the phone line's open. We're waiting for you. I don't even understand why Denny's so mad at me for not answering the phone line when we weren't live. Just out there zipping the comments left and right. Connor, Waddle, Javonte for Chubb, owners Debo and Hawkinson. Let's see here. Connor, Waddle, Javonte for Chubb, owners Chubb. Okay, I thought you were trading for Chubb. Debo, Hawkinson for Connor, Waddle, Javonte. Give me Debo Hawkinson. Yeah, I'd take the Debo Hawkinson. That's a very, very good move. I like that. I can get behind that. Yeah, Denny's just in my comment section just going nuts. And it's like, Denny, call in if you got a problem. I mean, obviously, you're misunderstanding what's going on. Denny's just absolutely going bonanza. You've probably seen it in the comments. Smitty's a liar. Smitty's a fraud. It was brutal. It was brutal. I can show you some of the comments Denny put in there. It is pretty disappointing. Let me show you some of these comments that Denny just slung at me. He's like, I flew out to Vegas for this guy. I mean, he was ripping me to shreds in every comment left and right. Let me see if I can find the Denny Dots comments. They're here somewhere. I have them. I know it. Where is it at? Denny, where are you? Denny Dots just ripping your boy Smitty to pieces. He's so mad at me right now. Denny can't stand me right now. It's I deal with this is crazy. I deal with this like once every 2 or 3 days where someone's just irate at me. Just completely irate at me for almost, in my opinion, ridiculous reasons. I can't find it right now. I have a screenshot of it. I think I have it somewhere. I want to show you guys. It's pretty harsh. Like he is pretty harsh on your boy Smitty. Here we go. Let's see here. Let me download this and send it to myself. All right, here are the comments from Denny. These are bad. These are brutal, guys. These are brutal. Brutal is like not even the appropriate word. Denny Dots is absolutely upset at your boy, and he's not having it. He's very, very mad. Phone lines are open too, Denny. I'm waiting for you to call in. I'm waiting to rectify this, Denny. I'm waiting, Denny. I don't think Denny's watching. Does anybody see if Denny's in the chat? Here's the first set of comments. Denny, worst show and host. And then you see my reply. I said, Denny, I'm not live right now. You're calling in. I'm not live. I can't answer the phone call. Worst show. Host is a liar. This show sucks. He blocks my messages. I wasn't live, Denny. Here's the other one. Smitty is a phony. He deletes my calls. First one out in Vegas. I would own him. Smitty doesn't add my call. Smitty treats me like a wet food stamp. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, Denny. Very disappointed, Denny. Very disappointed. This $5 hauler from Mike. Wide receivers J.J. Ridley, Watson, Pickens, London. I was going to get out of here. B-Rob, Kamara, Herbert. I assume that's Bijan Robinson. Hoping to get Kyron from waivers, trade ideas. Love the Bijan and Kamara running back stable. Very, very solid. Akers could be tradable. Let's see. Once you get Kyron, you got some trade bait. Ridley, JJ, don't touch it. Watson. Pickens and Kyron for like a Gibbs or Hall or potential like quarterback upgrade depending on what you have, Mike. That's what I would probably look to. That's about the only thing I would look to do. Thank you, Gene Carlo, again for your super chat. We love you, Smitty. Thank you, Terry. I know Denny doesn't. Denny's so mad at me for not answering his phone call off hours. I mean, that happens. I've had a couple people get mad at me with that before. I'm like, bro, I'm not live. Got offered Swift for Hall. I'll probably take Swift at this moment in time. Honestly, it's hard to say that. $5 hauler just traded Puka, Andrews, and Debo, Madison, and Ford to get JJ, London, and Zeke. Puka, Andrews, Debo. That's a lot, though. I mean, I probably like JJ and London. Yeah, I'd take JJ and London, but that is a lot to give up. But I would do that. I think that was a good move. I think you ended up making a good move there. Jay with a super chat. Connor for Javonte, Swift for Kamara. I would take Swift over Kamara right now, but I think later on I might like Kamara, just to let you know in advance. But you're getting points now. You're waiting on Kamara. It depends on your record. Connor's probably more valuable than Javonte right now, bro. I hate to say that. I don't think long-term it'll be the case, but at the same time, we don't have any sense of like what's going to happen with Javonte, and I don't know that we do. Turn Denny's comments into a bit like Roy's room. Denny's pissed. He's absolutely pissed. What do you think of Jamar if Burrow misses time? I think he could drop out of the top freaking 7 wide receivers. Do I think he's still like Garrett Wilson, like borderline wide receiver 1? Absolutely, but he drops literally like 5, 6, 7 wide receiver spots. So it's a tough spot to be in, man. I mean, I hate this. I hate that we're dealing with it. Connor Waddle, Javonte for Chubb owners. Already got to that one. Thank you. I think I'm caught up. John with this super chat. John didn't attach anything to this one. But John, I don't know if you're still here. Ping. Oh, he did end up dropping one. Offer Puka and Goddard for... Okay, that was the one we took care of. Okay, thank you, John, for the double super chats. All right, I don't think Denny's watching. I'm trying to get him to call in, but he's not going to call. I'll see you all tomorrow. Later. Live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. So see you tomorrow at 8 p.m. or when news breaks, we'll be live later. Deuces.